Welcome to Off the Mat, boys and girls. In today's episode, Zilla Fatu might already be too big for NXT. MJF thinks WWE is scared of AEW. WWE apparently loves what they saw from OTM on Raw. And maybe, just maybe, we finally stop pretending AEW is dying. We have all that. Plus, AJ Styles' son Avery is taking his talents to TNA. But before we begin today, we have some breaking news because WWE is officially heading back to Australia. That's right. Announced hours before we went on live. WWE is returning to Australia this December with SmackDown on December 11th. WrestlePalooza Perth on Saturday, December 12th. And then followed by Raw on Monday, December 14th. A big presence back in Australia. We were wondering when is WrestlePalooza? Is WWE going to have a WrestlePalooza this year? What are we doing? We got our answer today. WrestlePalooza in Perth, Australia, December 12th. Dom, what's your initial reaction and thoughts on this breaking news?
You know, when I saw this, I was like, "Oh shit!" Finally, we get the go with the when it's coming back. Hey, I think it's good. You know, they had a really good response when they were in Australia to begin with. You know, last time they were there. You know, the crowd is wrestling frenzy over there. They love their wrestling. You know, Rhea Ripley is their darling over there. So kind of it makes sense. You know, have it over there. And remember, Australia, the other side of the universe. So that means that we'll be watching wrestling at 9 o'clock in the morning, something like that, right? Basically.
Yes, we will be.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm happy that they are the finally destination and landing spot for WrestlePalooza.
It's very rare that WWE has a pay-per-view in December because usually they take December off.
Yeah.
And then for the holiday season, and then we go into January with the Royal Rumble. But this year, Royal Rumble isn't until February. So we have, we're going to have Money in the Bank in October, Survivor Series in November, and then WrestlePalooza Perth in December.
And they'll probably get the break. They'll probably get the break after this for the 2 weeks, for the Christmas and New Year's.
Well, it seems like the break's coming in January.
Yeah.
This year. Well, next year. What were you going to say, Sticks? Welcome in, by the way, Sticks. Better late than never. Well, see you later, Sticks. Better late than, I guess, just leave.
Adios.
Yeah. Adios, Sticks.
Yeah. So it should be fun. You know, like I said, hey, things are picking up. Kind of wrestling, you know, like there's a lot of good things happening outside of all the stuff that we always talk about. The people who are leaving, contracts expiring, and stuff like that. But hopefully, you know, things are on the right track, you know, and it looks like get some exciting times with the next three big pay-per-views, you know, Money in the Bank, Survivor Series, and now WrestlePalooza.
We also got word that potentially AAA might be heading to your stomping grounds there, Dom, in April of next year with AAA Eternal Glory coming from the Infos Theater in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. So
Infos Theater at Madison Square Garden. So there you go. You might get to go see some
AAA.
good luchador action. Welcome back again, Sticks.
All right, stop saying anything about my internet because it knows what you're talking about. So shush.
Yeah, you look like you're ready for. You look like you're literally ready for Chris Hansen to walk in on you and ask you to take a seat on your To Catch a Predator sting. That's how
Have a seat,
bad
Chris.
your internet is.
What were we gonna say, Sticks, before?
I was gonna say it's early enough that even the break doesn't even matter because that usually at the end of the year anyway, with Christmas and New Year's, so that's not a big deal.
Well, usually you have the whole December off. There's no PLE in December.
Usually, but a lot
And
of
you
their
don't have a PLA
lot
till the
pay-per-views
end of
have been
January.
beginning of the month.
But remember, corporations, they don't give a shit about you, me, or anyone. It's about the money.
Oh, there you go.
money through the holiday season.
Here
That
comes the money.
their main focus. But I actually think going to Australia, I think it's a cool, a good idea.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. So
Best idea they have ever done.
yeah, and it's interesting because the stakes just picked up this week on Monday Night Raw. So what is going on? So kind of leading into these big pay-per-views in the next couple of months should be very interesting on the landscape of the wrestling landscape on what direction it's
I'm
going.
interested to hear how you figure the stakes just picked up on Monday Night Raw.
We got OTM, right? OTM, right?
Who?
Is it OTM? What's the
Yeah.
Who?
I know who they are.
it's OTM.
That's what half the WWE universe is saying is
I know.
who? Crime Time?
Crime, dude, don't even say that because I actually mentioned that
Crime.
to a friend of mine. But Royce Keys has a purpose now, and it's kind of cool because look, I always like bad guys fighting better guys.
Thank God for that.
And you have there's no legitimate heel. You have people who are bad fighting people who are worse, which is always cool. So now you got the landscape is changing. And look, don't get me wrong. Like I said, it could be a good story. It could be a good story, and a good story for Jacob Fatu to be maybe potentially joining that faction.
He's not going to join that faction. He's going to be the leader of that faction.
Yeah. So if that's the case, so we have that.
My Oakland connection.
Yeah. But I was surprised when I saw that happen. Like, you know what the funny thing is? I was actually watching it and I was falling asleep. So I was closing my eyes and I was watching it and closing my eyes. And next thing you know, is that Royce Keys? And I turned around, what the what? And then all of a sudden he's destroying the Usos and then destroying Solo.
You were falling asleep? Is that what you were
Did you have a different broadcast? Because all I heard from Corey Graves was, it's Hobbs! It's Hobbs!
Yeah,
Corey
I know.
Graves doesn't even know the guy's name
Hobbs
anymore.
He was saying Hobbs. I know he was. But when I said, oh, shit, Royce Keys is back. And then I saw it. I'm like, who the fuck is that? And then I'm like, who the hell is this? And like, oh, shit, that's what's his name from AAA that got kicked out of the faction. And I look, okay, so I kind of I really like the direction on what it brings more substance to the playing ground. And
we're going to talk about this more in our top rope takes. Let's get into our top rope takes. Top rope takes, if you're new to the program, welcome to Off the Mat, your new wrestling obsession. Top rope takes is where we put 2 minutes on the clock. Usually got to put 10 minutes on the clock with Dom because he just takes up all the time. We put 2 minutes on the clock and we go through the hottest news in professional wrestling. And kicking us off tonight, the man of the hour, the man that everyone is talking about, the new addition to WWE NXT coming out of that Anawani bloodline. You have Zilla Fatu. And news on the street is that Zilla Fatu, as a natural follow-up to what we've been talking about the last couple of weeks since he debuted, there's now reports internally that expectations that Zilla Fatu won't remain in NXT for much longer and could reach the WWE main roster relatively quickly. Those within the company believe that pairing him with his cousins this early in the WWE run could set the stage for a long-term, addition and be good for his career. We're also told that WWE Raw vignette that we saw was not to advertise Heatwave, but also to serve as a soft introduction for Zilla for those WWE audience members who may not be familiar with Zilla Fatu.
Sure.
Boys, 2 minutes on the clock. Zilla Fatu, could he already be heading to the main roster? And is it a good idea?
No. Yes and no. You want him to really marinate with NXT to really get his bearings straight on WWE way of wrestling, the way they have the way they wrestle. And you look NXT. You got to learn how to fight like with the guys that are in that ballpark of going to the main roster. He has to marinate a little bit, then go. You take him, you saute him to the main roster afterwards. I think he should win a NXT championship first and go through the roster at NXT and then make his way to the WWE. But the popularity of Zilla right now is an all-time high. And TKO and the executives over there at WWE, they really want to bring him up big time. So
For sure they do.
Hey, he could probably have a mixture. NXT, main roster, going back and forth. A split. And see where that goes, and eventually full-time main roster. But I think he should spend a little more,
never do that.
A little longer time in NXT.
They need to do that. I agree with you. He needs to stay in NXT, I think, for at least 12 months, at least a year. Let him win the NXT championship. For fuck's sake, we haven't even seen him wrestle a match yet in WWE. His last match was a few weeks ago against Amazing Red for House of Glory, where he lost the House of Glory Crown Jewel Championship. We have not seen him wrestle in a WWE ring. We do not know how his style is going to transition to the WWE style of wrestling. And we're already sitting here talking about call-ups. We're talking about call-ups. Look, I understand that you want to bring him up to the main roster in time for War Games because he's gonna obviously play into the Bloodline in War Games. It's great to put him up there with his cousins to let him get firsthand experience, but you don't want to throw him into the deep end with the Sharks when he can't swim. Yes, his last name is Fatu. Yes, his father is Umaga. Yes, he's a star in the making, and he has blazed a trail in the independents. Yes, he's in his late 20s. He's still relatively young, but still, he's only been wrestling for like 5 years. He's still relatively green. Give the man a chance in NXT. Give the man a chance to get used to the WWE style. Give the man a chance to be used to wrestling on television, getting his spot set. Let him have a good run with the NXT championship. Let people get excited before we ruin Zilla Fatu. Much like the NFL, you throw a rookie quarterback in there before he's ready, you're going to destroy the kid's confidence.
Exactly.
Much like Zilla Fatu, you throw him into the deep end of WWE with the likes of his cousins, and if he can't stand up and shine with his cousins next to them or even outshine them, you are hurting the man that could carry your business and could potentially be the next Roman Reigns for the next 10 years.
Yep.
Let Zilla cook in NXT. Don't be in any rush. Let him come up. Let him take part in Survivor Series. Let him do the Kevin Owens thing when Kevin Owens was NXT champion and did some Raw stuff and NXT shows. Let him get some work in, especially if you're not doing house shows. Let him get some work in. Let him get some reps under his belt. Then you bring the kid up to the main roster and you let him shine like the star he's going to be. Don't kill the kid's confidence by throwing him in the main roster so quickly to where we end up getting a Grayson Waller or Baron Corbin or a situation where they got to release him and then bring him back 5 years down the line.
Again, he could be a superstar, go into the main roster and just take off from there. There are people who've done that. There are stars who've done that. But like I said, like you're right, relatively new to the biz. Only 4 or 5 years under the belt, still wet behind the ears. Learn the format, the fundamentals of WWE, the way they do things, and then you can bring him up. And like I said, you can mix. You have him in, go back and forth, here and there. But let him win his first match.
There's no doubt the kid's going to be a star, and he already is. He's a star in the Indies. But don't send him to the main roster to get lost in the shuffle. Let him shine in NXT. Why can't he shine in NXT for a while? Like, why can't he shine his NXT championship? Why can't he treat him like Obafemi? Let him cook a little bit. Let him marinate a little bit. Trick Williams is a great example. We said for many years, Trick isn't ready. Trick isn't ready. Trick isn't ready. Well, when he got that call, he was ready. Look at Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. They called him up, and he still ain't getting that shine that he deserves. Let Zilla cook. He's all right in NXT. There doesn't need to be a rush right now.
There's too many stars right now in the main roster. You have a lot of people that can actually carry things, make things happen. And when you bring them up, main impact, boom, surprise, people will be like, yo, get ready for Zilla. And I
kind of disagree with you, though. There's no main roster scene on Raw right now. If Roman Reigns ain't there on TV, You got no main roster.
I know, but we have a lot of
SmackDown now all of a sudden is stacked with main roster talent.
Yeah, see,
so
that's
like
the thing.
there's no balance here between the two shows anymore.
That's good. You know why there's no balance? Because what's going to happen is that it's going to be going back and forth. So we're going to have a lot of crossover events with certain things happening. So we'll see. 6. What did you say?
We've only had two good weeks for Raw.
Yes,
3 maybe
2.
So let's not put the cart before the horse and say it's back to where it's supposed to be. I mean, we've had 3 weeks, not even a month to go. But Raw, both brands, Raw and SmackDown, they need work.
Let's be honest. Outside of Kevin Owens versus CM Punk last week, SmackDown wasn't that great of a show either.
Oh
yeah.
But things gonna be picking up very soon.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that, but all right. Moving on. Is WWE actually threatened by AEW? Well, if you take some comments from one MJF into consideration, you might think so, as MJF recently discussed WWE's history of counter-programming AEW and said that he finds it a little ridiculous that WWE would be worried about AEW potentially overtaking them. Interesting enough, MJF also pushed back against tribalism between the two fan bases, arguing that AEW doesn't require trash-talking WWE to be better than them. Guys, do you think MJF has a point here, or that WWE might actually be threatened by AEW and that's why they keep counter programming him? Or do you think it's all just hogwash and he's just throwing the gimmick?
MJF is a trolling SOB, man. He likes to troll. He knows what's going on. He's aware of what's going on in WWE, as well as WWE is aware of what's going on in AEW. Look, it's all about counter attacking your opponent before they can take off, and that's what WWE is trying to do. They want to try to counterattack AEW as a company before they can. Like, if you get them going, pay no attention. What happens slowly but surely, the snowballing of a good product starts happening, and then you're running around trying to figure out an antidote to take out the toxin that you made happen because you didn't pay attention and keep it grounded. But if you keep the company grounded to a certain level, you don't have to worry. But look, you have some good wrestlers. Go ahead, Mr.
But let's go back. What, a year now? Maybe 2, when WWE was firing on all cylinders and AEW was a spare dash lights, in the backlights. Then you come through. Vince leaves. You start with the Triple H era. Triple H era kind of cuts off and then peters out. Now AEW has that chance to catch up because WWE, their programming is not went from here to, so they're kind of bottlenecking. It's not the same. If WWE was still having a great year, we wouldn't even be worried about AEW. We wouldn't even, we never worried about
even to worry about AEW. The only reason AEW is even a focal point for them is because of wrestling pay. If there's an alternative there that's willing to pay wrestlers more than WWE will, that's going to force WWE to raise what they're paying wrestlers, and there's going to be a money situation. That's all that WWE cares about. There's no counter programming necessarily. I've said it before. No. Competition makes WWE better. Look how bad WWE was in the 2010s after WCW went out of business. Look how long of a stretch we had where professional wrestling was awful because WWE had no real direct competition. Now they have real direct competition, and we got some of the best stuff in the 2015s, 2016s, COVID, right out of COVID, 2020s then, out of COVID, rolling into the 2 WrestleMania matches between between Cody and Roman, and the Bloodline stuff, and how WWE was firing on all cylinders there. I will say it till I'm blue in the face. Competition makes both programs better. Counter programming is stupid. and WWE is cocky with it because they're like, "Oh, we're going to counter program All Out or what is it, All In or All Out this weekend
They
with
shouldn't have to.
with WWE NXT Heat Wave."
Look, I'm going to tell you this. It's a win for the fans because you're getting two wrestling brands that are going toe to toe with each other that raises the stakes, and fans can be happy that love wrestling. Look, it's not like the Attitude Era, where the Attitude Era was created because of Kevin Nash and thinking, these guys going over to WCW, and the Attitude Era began because of that, and what made the greatest era of professional wrestling, in my eyes, move forward. But look, AEW has a different approach. Yes, they have the money to freaking go toe to toe with the WWE in signing wrestlers and taking away talent. They do. That's what you have to worry more about. But as a competition, WWE is WWE. That is the say all end all of wrestling freaking organizations. You make more money in WWE in the long run compared to AEW, because the sponsorships and all these things, you have the movie productions, all the stuff that they do that wrestlers have.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the way they go about certain things. Like AEW doesn't really have a storyline either, like WWE. They got wrestlers. It's a sandbox, like Matt always says. It's a sandbox where Tony Khan can always play out his wrestling dreams of what he wants. But it's always good to have that little bit of spark to keep the other one on their toes to make a better product. And competition-wise, yes, WWE got better when they were going toe-to-toe with WCW. Right now, it's really no competition with WWE and AEW. They have their brand of wrestling, WWE has their brand. And so far, it's just, like I said, a win for the fans, because they get to see two wrestling organizations that have certain stars and individuals that they like. So, give or take, it's just, I think it's that they're both trolling fans and everything to say, in a secret underground bunker, Triple H is hanging out with Tony Khan and go, "What are we going to do today? Let's do this way. Yeah, let's make the fans think we're freaking fighting each other. Yeah, let's do that." So that's what I think.
But MJF too is really the only homegrown AEW talent that's kind of broken out into the mainstream to where he's doing movies, to where he's doing television projects. Copeland was kind of doing that before he was even out of WWE. He started that in WWE. And look, AEW, WWE, the competition makes each other great. WWE is always going to be the mecca. AEW will never be able to touch that no matter what they do, because WWE has the heritage, they have the lineage, they have the history, they have all of it. They are always going to be the mecca. They are always going to be the cream of the crop that rises to the top. They're going to be where you go to launch into the stratosphere of sports entertainment. Now, MJF might be one of the only guys that can surpass that and do that without WWE. But the rest of AEW, half that roster's ex-WWE guys that have already been there, and their lights are fizzling out.
Yep.
Other ones like to put their foot in their fucking mouth, like named Ricochet. And then you got like Kenny Omega and Young Bucks, who made a great name for themselves on the indies, but are never going to really reach that personification of professional wrestling, because they didn't do it, and they never did it in WWE at the top of.
And remember, MJF was in WWE as a security officer back in the day, when they have the security entourage going with the wrestlers. So he was a WWE prospect.
So were the Young Bucks. They were a tag team from parts unknown and got booted the fuck out of there.
So, hey, look, let's put it this way. I actually think AEW is great for the business, to have them there with going toe-to-toe with WWE, because it does make things better. You have two different types of different organizations of wrestling that fans win. The fans win. That's what you want. You want the fans to win, because the more they fight each other, the better they get, and more of a holy shit moments that the fans throw out there when they watch the matches. So MJF is a good talker. He's good in the mic. He has the charisma. He's got the freaking presence. That's why he's good. So he's trolling He's good with trolling the people, and that's why he's out there. He's a good pitch man for the company, but at the same time, I actually think that he definitely would be even a higher standard if he was in WWE. He'd have been definitely champion multiple times. He's champion. I know he's champion there multiple times, but he would have had a lot more presence in WWE if that happens. So
we can see him at some point ending up in WWE, right? I mean, at some point he's gonna.
Oh, I think so. As long as Tony Khan, the only way he's not is if Tony Khan keeps backing up the Brinks truck and his daddy keeps letting him back up the Brinks truck to MJF's doorstep to pay him to keep him out of WWE. That's it.
Yeah.
And this narrative that there has to be a side drawn. Don't be a fucking mark. You're a professional wrestling fan. You can enjoy WWE. You can enjoy AEW. You can enjoy both equally. You don't have to draw a line in the sand. You don't have to pick one or the other.
I don't like this.
Right. Maybe you don't like WWE style, you like AEW. It's cool, but that doesn't mean you have to be out here fighting against WWE. Be an AEW sicko. Be a WWE fan. Each their own. I enjoy both most of the time. There's a lot I don't enjoy about AEW, but there's also a lot I don't enjoy about WWE at times. So you can be.
I don't like olives.
Daggy, your comment is null and void here, sir.
I like Spanish olives.
I like black olives and green olives. I like all olives. But all right, moving on. WWE reportedly thrilled with the debut of OTM on Raw. 2 minutes on the clock. What do we think of Crime Time? I mean, OTM. And do you really think they're going to?
I don't know why you keep saying Crime Time.
Do you really think they're going to amount to? You can't tell me you don't look at them and you don't see Crime Time.
No, absolutely.
Are they going to amount to anything on Raw?
Right, you got 6.
I don't know if they're going to amount to anything on Raw, but I think for the short term, I think they'll do good for the brand. I don't know if how long it'll last. I mean, it's not going to be anything that's long lasting, but
you don't call it Shield 2.0.
I wouldn't.
It's not the Shield 2.0. That would be Dark State.
Dark State.
Yeah.
I think it's wasted. There's no tag team division on Raw. Why are you calling up a tag team? Why are you calling up a tag team that nobody really gave a shit about in NXT? You're calling up to the main roster to put them with the Royce Keys. This screams desperation of a fact that your fans are calling you out for why the hell are you signing guys that you have no plans for and doing nothing with them like they started to do with Royce Keys. Now they're trying to focus Royce Keys in there as much as possible. All they are doing is calling this team up to give Royce Keys a faction, to give us a War Games match at Survivor Series. At Survivor Series, do these guys go back after Survivor Series? Do they go back to NXT? What's the long-term plan with these guys? There's no tag teams on Raw, so why the hell are you bringing why are you bringing a tag team to Raw with no tag team division? It makes no sense.
It does make sense because you try to build a tag team division. You try to make.
With who?
I know they're putting people together.
You can't build a tag team division off enforcers, though.
Look, I think that the slogan for TKO, they want younger people coming up in the roster. They want new people, fresh blood. Hey, look, regardless of the fact of what their plans are, let's enjoy the ride to Survivor Series, see what happens afterwards, see what their long-term plans are. But right now, hey, look, and I'm gonna keep saying I like the way Raw, like those are the ways I like Raw to end. Shit like that. Total chaos.
Throwing and basically pissing on the best thing you got going right now in LA Knight and Solo Sikoa.
I know.
You have these guys with Royce Keys, who not to mention just a few weeks ago were teaming with.
I know. We're gonna find out
at SummerSlam to have them show up and just decimate him because you guys left me hanging when Jacob Fatu beat my ass.
But you see, so you know what? There's a story there. So we'll see how the long-term story goes with this. Is it going to pan out to be a fantastic? We don't know. It could turn out to be shit. But right now, it's interesting. It's cool that I'm happy that Royce Keys is now getting, legitimate, TV time and pushed. They have a story for him for all those damn freaking months they got him. They signed him. And he was in the back doing nothing. come back with this, come back strong. Fucking, like I said, Jacob Fatu comes and becomes the leader of this freaking leader of this faction. It'd be cool. It'll raise the stakes because now you got this new faction that's gonna stand in the way of the Bloodline, stand in the way of Solo Sikoa and friggin' LA Knight. So it makes things even better. So now when LA Knight fights Roman Reigns, there could be more. That's more on the line.
How does this affect LA Knight versus Roman Reigns?
Well, no, I'm just saying because down the road, because they're definitely gonna friggin' go after Roman Reigns too. They're going after
They're gonna go Bloodline. The brothers, but they're not the answer to the Bloodline.
But I know. But let's put it this way. I mean personally, in my mind, I think LA Knight's gonna win the championship, win the big one, win it, like we were talking about, and I think they're gonna win it, and then he's gonna win it back. I don't know how Roman will win it back. He might win it back the way you talked about with Money in the Bank. But let's see where this goes. Let's see how this, if these guys are going to go onto SmackDown and start beating the shit out of people at SmackDown too as well and come back and forth to make total chaos.
Well, but it doesn't. It creates more confusion because you had your Survivor Series match set up. You had the Bloodline, Roman Reigns, the Usos, Jacob Fatu against LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and 3 others. Most likely you pull Zilla Fatu up there to be on one of their teams or whatever. So now you're flipping the script and you're trying to make us care about OTM and Royce Keys and this so-called connection that he has with Jacob Fatu from their times in Oakland.
Yeah.
And so now all you're going to do is have Jacob Fatu switch sides to lead this faction to go against the Bloodline. And either Roman's going to call on Solo or call on Zilla to come up and be part of their team, or Jacob's gonna. It just, to me, I don't care about the Bloodline right now. The most interesting people on my screen are LA Knight and the one himself, Solo Sikoa.
Freaking doing Neo, freaking Matrix thing, which was freaking funny as well.
Amazing. That was awesome. Amazing.
But you know what? But now, like I said, it raises the stakes because now, what is the angle? You're right. Why did Royce Keys beat up the 2 people that teamed with him in SummerSlam? Why? Because he left him. So that gives a little bit of story right there. You're going to find out Monday night. You're going to find out Monday night why he did that. And when that happens, it's going to go. And then when Survivor Series comes, War Games, we'll see who turns sides, who does this, how things work out in Survivor Series. And like I said, give these guys OTM a couple of freaking scenes to see what they're about, and if they turn out to be a good tag team, you start off building a new tag team division and start building tag teams. And look, the freaking
you need more than one team to be a division.
The Street Profits, the Street Profits are coming in.
More than 2 teams.
Listen, I want to look. We all know that freaking Braun Breaker and Austin Theory are losing the belts. They're losing the belts soon. Because I think they're gonna put them on Solo Sikoa and freaking LA Knight. I think that's gonna happen. They're gonna wind up getting the gold. You know that because as much as I want to see LA Knight, like I said before, LA Knight will win the championship.
Is LA Knight gonna win?
But I'm saying that
he's only been he's only been United States championship.
Yeah, twice. That's it. But we'll see how things turn out in Money in the Bank and how things move forward with that. But it's cool to have more of these factions on freaking Monday night. And like I said, the landscape on SmackDown and Raw are going to be changing.
Why do we need more factions? We have too many fucking factions, and most of them aren't working now anyways. You've got the Judgment Day, who's on life support. You've got the Vision, who's on life support.
Look, I think
you've got the Bloodline. Why the fuck do we need another faction?
The Vision's coming to an end. The Vision's going to be coming to an end pretty soon because we're going to be getting the Obafemi, and we got to talk about Obafemi because there's a lot of things circulating in the rumor mill about Obafemi and the future on what's going to happen. You know, the whole thing with Paul Heyman. Is Paul Heyman going to align himself with Obafemi? He's going to align himself with Cody Rhodes? I think there's a lot going on now in the landscape, which after Survivor Series, we'll probably see the trajectory of what's going to happen. And now you put these guys in there, and like these guys could be unpredictable. These guys could beat the shit out of the goddamn Vision. Maybe they take the championship and get the belts, get the gold off the bat. We don't know, but like give it a chance. Like I understand where you're coming from, but I'm willing to give something a chance to see what transpires. And if it turns out like shit, then I can say, you know what? It should.
I am too. If it makes sense,
There will
bring
be
them
sense.
up.
All right, let's see what the story angle with them in it. What's up, Eric?
This call up makes no sense right now. They weren't even that prominently featured on NXT. Most of the people didn't even know who the hell OTM was. You know,
Right.
I just, man,
like
I don't.
Nobody knows where anybody from NXT shows up when it comes to the main roster.
Well, but you have Tatum Paxley who showed up and automatically.
And Lola Vice is coming to Raw. Lola Vice is coming to Raw.
Yeah,
She's
people
going
didn't
to debut on Raw. That doesn't mean she's staying on Raw.
No, she's staying on Raw.
Right.
But the thing is that nobody knew who Tatum Paxley was.
Yeah.
No, I think people knew who Tatum Paxley was.
No, they don't. They didn't pop for her at all.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. Well, my girl Jada Parker might become part of this faction.
Oh my God! Get her off my TV.
Listen,
She sucks. She
Jada Parker's
sucks.
gonna win. She's gonna win against Natty at Heatwave, and she's
in a match she has no business winning. You can't tell me in a million years that Jada Parker should beat Natty in a submissions match. Get the absolute fuck out of here.
Coming to the main roster. Leave me alone.
Get all the way the fuck out of here if you think that Jada Parker should be beating Natty in a submission match.
Hey, listen, Grayson Waller was going to beat up all the female wrestlers in the ring and freaking goddamn NXT this week. But
what's up, D Money? Welcome to the show. Happy you're here, man. Appreciate you checking us out. There's just too many factions. We're getting into this repercussion here where WWE now is just relying on factions too much.
Wait till the new Four Horsemen show up.
Dom, stop with the rumors. There's not going to be any new Four Horsemen. There's no. We've already got, like I said, 2 factions that are on life support in the Vision and the Judgment Day. Dark State. Everyone in Dark State, other than Suga, is fucking dog water. And now you got the Bloodline, and now you want to bring another faction that's basically Crime Time light.
Look, I said that same thing about them being crime time, but look, give it a chance. Like I said, hey Eric, listen, I know you're reasonable. You're reasonable to a point where you give
He's probably already asleep.
Oh, come on.
You want to be a dick again?
Matt, you're an asshole, man. Come on, man. No,
I'm just kidding.
Hey, Eric, so give your reasoning. Do you think this is a good idea? Do you think it might work? Do you think it brings more flair and flavor to the whole Bloodline thing?
I think it brings more aggression to the storyline.
Yeah, see? More aggression.
But my point is, I think it cools off Solo Sikoa in LA Knight.
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
Oh, it absolutely does.
Proof?
No.
How?
Because you have Royce Keys, who was just with them, showing up and then just beating the dog shit out of them.
And you know the reason why, right?
Because they left him because they didn't come out and save him when Jacob Fatu beat his ass.
Exactly.
But then you're going to turn around and have Jacob Fatu potentially leave the Bloodline and join this group? Tell me how that makes sense. Make that make sense.
How does wrestling make sense, dude? Think about it.
We already in the beginning of the show, we have Solo Sikoa and LA Knight going back and forth with the Usos. Now you got these guys coming in. Who are they going to feud with, the Usos or these guys?
Both.
Can't have feud against both.
Your feud is Jacob Fatu being mad that he is only an enforcer and he's not a lieutenant or captain like the Usos. And as he stood back there and did nothing when the Usos when LA Knight and Solo Sikoa beat down Roman Reigns and the Usos last week, then you turn around this week and they tell him to stay his ass in the back, and he did. But then you got Royce Keys out here attacking LA Knight and Solo Sikoa for not helping him when Jacob Fatu's nowhere to be found. Your grievance is with Jacob Fatu. He's the one that beat your ass and left you laying. It wasn't Solo Sikoa and LA Knight's fault.
It's storytelling, man. I know.
It's poor storytelling.
How many times we've seen factions, people get beat up, also they join that group. Look at Meechin and freaking BFAB getting destroyed by freaking Jay Cargill all the damn time. They joined the freaking faction.
Or just all of NWO.
I need a better connection with these guys than just, it goes back to our time in Oakland.
Hey, the mean streets of Oakland.
Okay. Well, might as well just give me Pete Gas and the Mean Streets Posse and the Mean Streets of Greenwich, Connecticut all over again.
Oh, come on. No, listen. Yeah. You can't compare the mean streets of freaking Oakland to the freaking mean streets of fucking Greenwich, Connecticut. That's ridiculous. That was a freaking joke in its own.
I don't give a shit about stuff that happened outside of WWE. But
it makes story. It's storytelling.
It's piss poor storytelling.
It's
AI.
It's ChatGPT slop.
I don't think there's chat. Oh, get OTM, tell them to come up and make a storyline. Forget not saying that. It's the fact is that I think, they're going to utilize Royce Keys in a better scenario than he was utilized in before. His own faction, being the aggressor who he is, to make this story move forward. And it should be a fun ride having all these freaking groups go after each other. It's freaking great. Now freaking LA Knight and Solo, like, holy shit, now we got to worry about these guys. It brings more tension and more flair to the freaking goddamn story.
Why? So I can get Raw to end every week with a pull apart brawl. One week it's a pull apart brawl between the Bloodline and this group. The next week it's a pull apart brawl between this group and Solo Sikoa and LA Knight. The next week it's a pull apart brawl between LA Knight and the Blood. And we don't need any more pull apart brawls.
You'd rather have somebody come out and turn around and go, listen, I'm pregnant, and it ends with some dramatic thing like that. I want to see.
Yeah, I'd much rather have Mark Henry come out and have another hand baby. I'd much rather have some theatrics.
I want to see
to the end of my Raw. I don't need to have. I like the way Raw ended 2 weeks ago when you had the suspense of, is Solo Sikoa going to hit LA Knight with a spike, and then he hits Roman Reigns instead. I liked that. That was going somewhere. Then you turn around and ruin it by throwing Royce Keys in OTM.
But why is it so rude?
Why do we care about OTM? What's to care about OTM? The crowd didn't pop for them.
Let them establish. That's all I'm going to say.
Let them milk it, baby. Milk it.
Establish a tag team on a show that has no tag team division. I'll say it again. They should have went to SmackDown. They should have went to SmackDown where there's actually some resemblance of a tag team division.
They're gonna friggin' build up a tag team again.
With who? LA Knight and Solo Sikoa? You fired your best tag team that you still had on the roster in Motor City Machine Guns.
They're not putting separate shows anymore.
And New Day, thank you.
You're not putting separate shows anymore. You're gonna have back and forth. So you
only have certain guys that are gonna go back and forth.
I actually think more because they've been talking about it a lot that you might have more. So.
If they were going to have more, you'd be seeing it. That's why they still have the separate champions, the separate tag team division, You only have certain people. And right now it seems to only be the Usos that go back and forth.
Right.
And Danhausen doesn't even really go back and forth.
Well, you know what?
Anymore.
I think the Usos are going back and forth because now I think Solo Sikoa is part of Raw. The Raw Smack.
Solo too. He's Solo going back and forth.
And Solo and Royce Keys are now part of Raw because they're bringing up other people and more people going to be moved over. Me personally, I actually think Seth Rollins, when he comes back, he's going to SmackDown.
I don't.
I think so.
I can see it happening.
Then Raw would really have no main event scene. Like I said, if Roman is not on TV, there is no main event scene on Raw.
Obafemi, that's all I'm gonna say.
Obafemi, exactly.
What's he gonna do? Aura farm his entrance and then beat a guy in 2 seconds?
So main event.
No, it's not. There's nothing exciting there. Now that it was exciting when he was doing it with Brock because we've never seen anybody manhandle Brock like that. Now that's gone. That's gone.
Well, listen,
that magic is gone.
Just go back to the NXT days when friggin' Brock or friggin' Ron Breaker fought friggin' Obafemi, those matches. And remember, Tony D'Angelo took down Obafemi first. He did. So that's gonna be cool because I got a feeling that Tony D'Angelo is gonna be showing up soon. Because I think Zilla Fatu wins the belt.
So you're gonna have him call up Zilla and Tony D'Angelo?
Nah,
I think just Tony for the first part.
I think Tony D'Angelo. I think friggin' Cruz Montana is probably gonna show up in Survivor Series too.
Dude, they're not going to deplete
NXT again.
Yeah, but they just rebuilt that men's division. They're not going to go ahead and deplete that again by bringing everybody in this title match up to Raw.
Look, a short time. You don't know what's going to happen. You'll see what happens. But talking about these dudes, let's see what these guys are made of and what this guy's about, and then we could judge later on. Give them a couple of episodes of Raw to see what happens. You might be surprised.
They're going to be stealing people's wallets like Shad and JTG in no
Oh,
time.
Jesus, man.
Prime time light.
Damn, Matt.
Bullet.
Yo, man, you can't be doing that, man. You can't be doing
Dude, I'm just calling it like I see it. Every time we get an NXT call up before they're established and ready, they come in and they
were
disappear.
established already. They freaking busted. They were there for a while. They brought them up as a look. They're trying.
They come in and disappear.
How are they doing this?
How long were they in NXT? Do we know? Offhand?
There's I think 2024, 2023.
Yeah, 3 years. About 3 years.
So a couple years. All right.
Well, what's
And,
his name?
and tell me one career match for them in NXT.
I couldn't.
Mr.
I've only
NXT on the
seen
bottom
one
there.
of those.
I'm waiting.
They're only went for the titles like twice. I think it was with Hank and Tank and somebody else.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Point. I think I just made my point there. They've
Maybe
got
we'll get Hank and Tank coming up.
Yeah.
nobody cares about Hank and Tank either.
But here's the thing, though.
Where are they?
You had Julia, like pretty much have the world, but look how they're treating her now, though.
Same with Carmelo Hayes.
Mm-hmm.
That was my point. That was my point. When they call up NXT people before they're established and ready to go, the best thing to happen to Trick Williams was that he got left behind. Him and Obafemi got left behind and weren't called up when all the others were because they weren't ready and they got time to marinate, cook, and build their star in NXT. Because our first story, we were talking about Zilla Fatu and WWE already talking about calling Zilla up to the main roster. You got to let these guys cook and build some momentum in NXT before you bring them up. Carmelo Hayes came up, gone. Oh, Trick Williams comes up. He's got a rocket ship strapped to his ass. Javon Evans, rocket ship strapped to his ass.
Well, Walker's strapped to Big Cass right now.
Well, fuck Big Cass, big ass. That dude, fuck. I like that Corey Graves is actually going in on him on Raw too.
Mm-hmm.
But big ass is not impressive at all. That dude's a bum.
Well,
I hope he gets better. I hope they do something with him, but them calling him up just to throw it around people, like basically cruiserweights, luchadors, and Javon Evans. I know, but you rehired him just to throw around dudes half his size. Like, why isn't he going against Obafemi? Why aren't we seeing that? Why don't you come out and attack Obafemi? Why are you messing with Javon Evans?
like, was he supposed to come in and just squash everybody? Or, I mean, obviously,
Well,
that
dude,
didn't work.
remember you had Rey Mysterio fighting the Big Show. You had freaking Daniel Bryan fighting the Giant Killer. So that's
fine.
This is what you have. You got to build a story. Have Javon Evans freaking fighting the odds against fucking Big Cass.
You want to know how you build a story to make Big Cass relevant after everybody already knows he got shit canned? You have him come back and go right after Obafemi, who just retired Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, but that's your storyline. I would love to see the same thing too, but then they think a long-term story.
My storyline is surrounded by logic and excitement.
But the whole fact is, their storyline is about
typing in prompts into an AI chat bot and being like, with this guy, what do we do with Big Cass? He needs to go into the Intercontinental Championship theme, where we're going to truth Big Ass over Ethan Page and Rusev, who have been sitting here busting their ass, but we want Big Cass because he has the look that Vince McMahon used to go after. Give me a story.
Can we agree? Can we just sign a petition to get rid of Pritchard and Hayes?
I would 100% assign that petition 5 times with 5 different aliases. I don't know. We spent too much time on this topic, but I don't need another group. I don't need another faction. I want to care about Royce Keys, the man. Not because he's part of
this crime time shit that you're talking about. Crime time shit. Remember when freaking DX went to crime time and freaking Shawn Michaels, who I know a guy, and Triple H was scared being neighbor. Come on, man.
I loved Crime Time. Crime Time was one of my favorite tag teams.
They were great, but look, give this team this faction a chance.
Give it a chance, yeah.
And see what happens. And like I said, after Survivor Series,
we don't have a choice. We don't really have a choice.
It might be cool.
You could have put R-Truth and Damian Priest in this role, and it would have been the same exact thing.
Not really.
These guys
Now-
bring
Not when they're more of a comedy gimmick.
you were just watering down the best stuff you had with Solo Sikoa versus his brothers with LA Knight.
But it didn't water it down. It's still going to be. That's the thing.
I don't know.
I do think it killed the momentum a little bit on that end, but we'll see where it goes. All we can do is sit back and watch.
I just think it was a Mexican standoff. That's it.
Yep.
Why they gotta be a Mexican standoff?
What's with his face, man?
Yeah, I picked that one on purpose. Tony Khan is got his big boy pants on, and he's out here toting around that Sunday's All In 2026 at Wembley Stadium is approaching a $6 million gate. Khan is also expecting to become AEW's biggest pay-per-view performance yet on HBO Max. That's significant considering how often the conversation around AEW revolves around whether the company is going to struggle or not. Boys, is it time that we finally stop pretending like AEW is a dying company and start treating it like the company it should be treated, as the big number 2 offering in the professional wrestling landscape?
I never said it was dying. They should just do a better storylines. That's all.
Well, let's be honest. A $6 million gate is what it should be doing in Wembley, in London, a place where they don't get a lot of big-time professional wrestling like this. Those shows always sell out. That's why WWE always sells out when they go over there, because this is
except for that SmackDown.
This is a country that is starved for professional wrestling. But, they would sell out WrestleMania over there. This is basically AEW's WrestleMania. Oh, you're going to Wembley, the biggest stadium, the most iconic stadium over there, saying you're going to do a $6 million gate, whatever the numbers truly end up being. I think it's, we pretend like AEW, Eric said, like AEW is dying. They just need better storytelling, and they'd be off to the races. But I don't know. I'm not shocked by those numbers, and I feel like they should be doing that type of gate over there in London. Now, it would be a bigger talking point if they were doing that type of gate here in the States.
Hey, listen, eventually they're going to get to that point. Look, they have talent. They have a lot of talent on their roster. A lot of different walks of life with all the wrestlers, from New Japan to the indie scene to ex-WWE guys and stuff like that. They have enough talent to really to push the agenda for the to fill out arenas. They do have a lot of high stake, action pack stars that to put their bodies on the line for the crowd's reaction. And you know what? Look,
tell that to smart Mark Sterling, who basically almost paralyzed himself.
Right.
Yeah, I know, right? Hey, that was a mishap. Things happen. Injuries happen. Falls happen. It's a sad but honest truth that when you're doing this business, you're a glorified stuntman, and things go awry and go wrong. So it happens. But I think as time goes on, they should be selling out. Wrestling right now, all kidding aside, wrestling is at actually an all-time high. Don't mistake. Wrestling is the merchandising, card deals, dude. Everything is picking up. The WWE, AEW, they're making money. They're making bank. There are people out there that are starving for wrestling content and love it, and they're buying everything under the sun. So, $6 million, you sell out. You go there. London is London is a place that loves wrestling. So when you put on a wrestling show, they love it. So it's certain areas, like Saudi Arabia. All kidding aside, WWE goes there because they get paid out and they love their wrestling over there. So,
all right. Do you want the ticket sales for AEW All In coming up this weekend?
Yes, let's hear it.
Wembley, when they do the setup for All In, seats 74,000 people. Okay. As of 3 days ago, they had only sold 42,000 tickets. And the last time they did Wembley, they only sold 54,000 tickets in a 74,000 seat arena.
All right.
Which really isn't bad, but it doesn't. It's not capacity.
Dude,
Not
but
capacity.
you
It's not
see, the
sold
thing
out.
is that
Oh,
we all sit there and talk about sellout. Sometimes you don't have to sell out to be successful. Sometimes
that's true.
a movie doesn't have to make $1 billion to be successful, and that's what we empathize on. That because you sell out, you're successful. No,
you don't have to sell out. No, okay, you don't have to sell out to be successful. But stop saying we sold out.
But that's the pitch with everybody.
Yeah.
Hey,
You have to say that.
there's nothing
We're in a
wrong with saying,
63,000
hey, we
seat
nearly sold
arena,
out.
and 7,000 seats are tarped off. You're not technically selling out.
They put freaking mannequins and dummies in those seats to figure, oh my God, we're sold out. But no, it's just the way things are. Look, every place doesn't sell out. Like this is the idea of corporations. You say they sold out, extra seating gives you the chance to raise the prices for tickets. That's what they do. That's all part of the game when it comes to them. And look, all kidding aside, when AEW first started to now, that's a success story from where they are, from where they started. So I think they're projected in the right direction, and eventually they will sell out those arenas down the road. It's just right now, that's still 80% they're successful, man. And that's what we have to stop thinking that sellouts are end all say all. No, it's not.
No.
Do you want me to tell you?
And I know it's not, but
do you want me to tell you the most entertaining professional wrestling I watched last weekend? And I stumbled on it late on a Friday night.
Evolve.
JCW.
OVW.
Oh, JCW.
JCW. Juggalo Championship Wrestling. Bloody Mania 19 was the most entertaining professional wrestling I watched last week.
Right.
Absolutely entertaining. Like, hats off to Vince Russo and Shaggy Two Dope and all the guys from ICP running Juggalo Championship Wrestling, because that was the most entertained I've been working on a show, working on the Saturday night show and watching on YouTube.
I was going to say, is that on YouTube or is that on?
It's on YouTube, yes.
Okay.
That just fills your Michigan blood, sir. That's all it is.
But all I'm saying is this is not a $6 million gate. I don't believe those numbers.
Nope.
Especially with the stats that Sticks just gave. I don't believe those numbers. 2, they should be doing a high gate. It's in England. It's in a country that doesn't get a lot of big time professional wrestling shows. If they were doing these numbers in the States, that would be more impressive, but they're not.
Yeah, especially with the pound is stronger than the dollar is going to be the easy way to pretty much modify the statistics of it, so to speak.
Because AEW can barely sell out small arenas here.
Should we go to prove it?
So there you go.
And that's one thing I was going to say, that the one thing AEW has going for them in this is that they're really there are indie wrestling in UK, but they're the biggest show in town that utilizes a stadium. WWE hasn't utilized Wembley, so
not recently. Yeah,
not recently, right?
Because I don't think they want to give Shad Khan any money, since Shad Khan kind of owns the area.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Look, if AEW wants to spend money and do things, they got to do something with Tony Khan's hair. Look like a freaking got Halloween freaking costume.
You leave Tony Khan alone.
Fake hair.
You don't talk to anybody about hair over there.
This is perfection right here.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Smooth as the day you came out your mama's womb, huh?
Woohoo!
And our last top road take this week is following in his father's footsteps. Avery Styles signs with TNA boys. Was TNA the right choice? And are you a little surprised that Avery's not debuting in NXT? You would think WWE would want that.
I think.
Oh,
I actually think this is a good follow his dad's footsteps in TNA, where he made a name for himself. You know, I know he was in WWE with the TNA, but that's where AJ Styles became big in TNA with his matches to come back again. So I actually think this is a good choice. He wants to follow his daddy's footsteps. I think NXT. I think NXT was in the picture, but let him do this in a TNA, and then eventually he's going to wind up in WWE. You know that for a fact.
Do you think the nepotism is going to take effect, though?
You see,
let me ask you this, because I go on both sides of this fence. Is TNA where AJ Styles became AJ Styles, or is New Japan where AJ Styles became AJ Styles?
well, yes, New Japan, but I think that AJ Styles
Combination
got
of there.
more TV time in TNA with his matches to become the phenomenon AJ
I
Styles.
mean, do you think if AJ Styles doesn't go to New Japan, doesn't become the leader of the Bullet Club, doesn't have awesome matches with Shinsuke Nakamura or the likes of Kenny Omega, is he the phenomenal AJ Styles we know today?
Probably not. You know, but give or take of what his career was, the fact is that where he is now. And I think that, yes, New Japan propelled AJ Styles to who he is, but I think TNA revolutionized him of who he was for TV, for the American crowds. I think TNA showed him to a point where, why did the WWE want him back? Like when he was, you know, because, you know, everybody, it's like the Yankee organization. Half the freaking goddamn the baseball players out there all were in the Yankees organization in the minor leagues, got traded and went elsewhere. That's what I think. Like most of the people that wind up at WWE, they were on WWE and they go elsewhere. They come back to WWE. But I think this is a good choice for his son to get the feel where his dad really made a name for himself. Yes, New Japan, yeah, but here in the States, as a wrestling organization in TNA, put freaking AJ Styles on the map. So have his son follow in that footsteps, and I think eventually he'll wind up in NXT and WWE. And that's another thing too is, you know, and Eric just came with a point about nepotism. You know, maybe that's the reason why, because he probably could have got him in WWE. He probably. Oh yeah, AJ Styles goes, yeah, my son, and I think his son made the choice that he wanted to go there. He didn't want to go to WWE. He wanted to make a name for himself before anything else. So,
I kind of wonder if there might have been some sort of backstage,
Wheeling and dealing.
well, not wheeling and dealing, but like some backstage things that maybe we're not privy to with Dominic Mysterio, and AJ saw that, and so he didn't want Avery to face those, so he's having Avery to kind of go to TNA to get used to wrestling on TV. Remember, Avery's only 19. He's just getting started. So you start learning how to wrestle on TV in TNA. You start learning the camera spots, hard cam, your different positions with TV. Now that TNA has that TV deal, it's kind of starting. He's got, you know, some of his dad has got some of his friends still in TNA. Well, you know, the Hardys are there. There's veterans there that can help him in the Hardys and Frankie Kazarian. And like, you've got people that AJ's established with in TNA. Because for me, to answer what I was asking, for me, I think TNA built AJ Styles. New Japan cemented AJ Styles. WWE took AJ Styles and elevated AJ Styles.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you this, another reason why this works. Because remember, AJ Styles retired from WWE. He can still wrestle in TNA. He wants to wrestle with his son. So you might have that happen.
That very well could happen, yeah. But I'm going to let Eric and Sticks talk because I feel like you and I have been dominating the majority of this.
I'll let Sticks talk a little bit.
All right. As far as AJ goes, here's what I'll say about AJ. Here's what I'll say about any of these wrestlers. They are all the sum of where they've been and where they are. AJ Styles was in WCW for less than a year. He was in New Japan for 3 years, and he was in TNA for 9 years. WWE for like 20 years. So, you know.
God, was he in WWE for that? No, he was in WWE for 20 years?
20 years?
I don't think 20 years. I think like he was like 10 or 9
Didn't he
years.
come in like 2016? He came in 2016.
Started in 16 and in 26.
10 years.
10 years.
Yeah, 10 years.
20 years. I said it was a 10 year. Like, where do you get 20 from?
Years. Sorry, 10 years.
10 years.
I apologize.
He's not John Cena.
I added an extra decade to the poor man. Yeah. So
there goes our credibility. All our viewers left when Styx's credibility
Yo,
goes up.
Steiner math. Freaking Steiner math, man. All over again, man.
It's Styx math. We should be used to this by now.
33 and a third by 25% chance. Avery, I really feel like I would have liked to see him start off even smaller. No, not worry about him having to get TV spots and things like that. Have him learn the business. Have him work indie. You know.
He was working indie shows, and then how stupid do you think the guy that made the whole?
How long was he doing it?
A couple months, but how stupid do you think the guy that made the whole stink about him not setting and tearing down the ring up feels now because he just got a TNA contract with a major promotion. This guy's still wrestling in bingo halls.
Hey, listen, do your due diligence when you freaking go for an organization, man. Stop that shit.
Those are, but to his point, those are the things that you do when you're in those kind of promotions. I've seen the independent wrestlers. They set up, they tear down, they move everything out, put up everything back. You know, that's what they do. If he felt like he wasn't doing his fair share, maybe that to his point, maybe he wasn't. You know, maybe he was calling in markers saying, "Oh, you know, I'm the son of AJ Styles. I don't need to." Maybe he's a loudmouth. We don't know in the back room. But
Avery said I was brought in to sell tickets based on my name and who my dad is. I wasn't here to sit up the ring. You fucking bum.
Damn.
Yeah. See?
And that's when the nepotism come into effect.
Exactly.
Wait, well, it might be a self.
He went full ninfo, baby.
You know, look, but okay aside, one of the other reasons why I think that he went to TNA, because he would have been drowning in WWE right now. There's so much.
Oh, definitely.
In WWE.
Oh, I wouldn't have put him in WWE.
TNA right now is the best fit for him because there's a lot of guys that, you know, there's a lot of good players in TNA, but I think he'll stand out in TNA more than he would in WWE right now at this point. So
well, they'll just keep him on Collision if he goes to AEW.
Exactly.
Well, I think that too. Like I said, there's room for Avery to learn from some of his dad's friends in TNA, and you know, the Hardys and Frankie Kazarian and Moose and a lot of these guys that have been around the block once or twice with AJ when he was there. But I mean, like I said, I think Avery that's the best place for him because TNA is kind of looked at like that third promotion right now. He can cut his teeth and get used to wrestling on TV and come to WWE when he's a little bit more ready. And like I said, I feel like the Dominic Mysterio effect. You look at Dominic Mysterio, he got that heat, that red hot white heat right off the rip, and then now he's fizzled out, and WWE seems to not have any direction for him. So to save that, why not go to TNA, a company that could use you and will actually utilize your talents?
Yeah, and like another thing too is that you know, they definitely it would suit him more because he could become the face that runs the place on TNA, and more eyes would be on TNA. People will go to TNA and go, let's watch TNA, AJ Styles Sunday. Let's check it out. So they'll bring more people in seats because he's there. And it's a start. It's good for TNA. That's a good pickup for TNA. You know, so kudos to them on that. So we'll see.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense for TNA.
That he fights Nick Nemeth for the championship belt down the road. You know,
it'll definitely be a ratings booster for them whenever they announce his first match on the show, because I'm sure people will tune in to.
I think it's going to be one of the first pay-per-views coming up.
Yeah. So,
I would actually like to see him versus Hook, Taz's son.
That'd be fun.
definitely, man. Hey, look, we'll see what happens, but it's good. And like I said, he'll be in WWE in no time. You know that for a fact. Give a couple years, he'll be there. So
Give it a year or two.
you know what? A year or two, or maybe a couple of years. Let's just get his. I think AJ Styles will try to keep him, but you'll definitely get that pay-per-view where he teams up with his dad. Definitely, that would be a big rating boost to see what happens. But we'll see.
But all right, that's it for our top row takes. Now we hand it over to Dirty Dom Tober, the dirtiest player in the game, who's always got his ears to the dirt sheet. If your name's coming out of his mouth, you're on someone's dirt list somewhere. Dirty Dom, what are the dirt sheets saying this week?
You're gonna like this one. You're gonna probably hate it too at the same time. It says WWE wants to play the long game with Austin Theory, per WIR, because the fans still talk about him when he's not on TV. They ask for him. He's got it.
Who is asking for Austin Theory?
Listen. Let me speak. Look, they want to play the long game with Theory to do the reverse Rock Roman, where he's so terrible and so hysterical abomination as a heel that a face turn will propel him to top very quickly. That's what they want to do with Austin Theory.
Nobody cares about Austin Theory that much.
It's not going to work.
Yeah.
That sounds like Austin Theory wrote that about Austin Theory.
You know what? I would not be surprised.
That sounds like Maxine Dupree wrote that about Austin Theory. Nobody gives that much of a shit about Austin Theory.
Yep. That's funny. Austin Theory. Listen, give up Austin Theory. Definitely. He's got his new main squeeze, Maxine Dupree, on his arm. Yeah, come on,
dude. We say, what happened to this guy? What happened to that guy? I guarantee you that if they lost the tag team titles and they stopped putting Maxine Dupree and Austin Theory on TV, it would be 6 months before anybody goes, hey, whatever happened to Austin Theory?
Yeah.
And then there was much rejoicing.
Hey, listen, when Austin Theory came back, they talked about him when he came back. He's the man behind the hood.
Yeah, it'd be even longer of, hey, whatever happened to Maxine Dupree?
Yeah, true. I just want to see freaking goddamn Braun Breaker spear both of them. I keep saying that. Anyway.
What was that blonde name? What was that blonde girl name that couldn't wrestle?
Yeah.
Max something?
Ivy Nile. No, I'm kidding.
Wait, you know, it's funny you bring up Ivy Nile, Eric. The next story. So Ivy Nile and her husband have been training Lil Yachty for months to fight Baron Corbin in freaking Sunday Night Heat. So it
Sunday Night Main Event.
Sunday Night Main Event, I'm sorry. It says Lil Yachty versus Baron Corbin will take place September 6th on Sunday Night Main Event. Raw wrestler Ivy Nile and her husband, fitness trainer Ari Levy, have been training Yachty for months. So there is a reason why Ivy Nile is not there. She's been training somebody, you know, and so her husband and her, and so that's why you see. And another thing, so you get so you let Dragunov go. And you put in Lil Yachty because he's becoming a wrestler. And that becomes, he takes the spot of a Dragunov. So
did you see that apparently Lil Yachty and Tiffany Stratton released a rap song and they're saying it's the worst fucking song in the history of music?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Only because it's Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah.
It's Tiffany time.
Tiffany time. Yo.
She's definitely transitioning out of WWE to be a streamer since she's hanging around with
Neon
all of a sudden.
Who's that deep dipshit freaking streamer? The guy with the glasses that she's with.
Neon. His name's Neon.
Yeah. Neon. His guy looks like a moron. Who is that guy? I see him. I'm like, he looks like the biggest dork retard going. Oh, can't say retard on TV. I'm sorry. But I just said it twice.
He used to do this thing where he would go on and like dare people to do things to him, and nobody would touch him. And then until one day he like got his ass whooped on stream, and some dude stole his shoes, beat him up on stream.
Come on, man.
He gets swatted constantly.
You know, come on, man. He's a freaking that is.
He's got more money than any of us.
I know, and that's the thing. How the hell is this moron getting money like that? I think he's a joke. Yeah, I don't know.
He's laughing all the way to the bank when he's counting all
There's
of his
other morons
Benjamins
out
every
there
day.
giving
When
him money.
when
Dude,
you're on your way to work and
I gotta
he's just
start doing
hitting
my
go
thing.
live.
I'm gonna start doing my thing, and I'm gonna start going and making money. I don't give a shit, man.
He just hits go live and's got like 2.5 million people watching him just walk down the street itching his ass while you're at work slaving away for the man.
Yeah, I busted my ass last night. I did a 16-hour shift from last night to 11 o'clock to today, 3 o'clock this afternoon, and I'm busting my ass. And this moron is getting hanging out with Tiffy time and freaking doing videos. Fucking bastard. Anyway, you know what?
Get a pair of tits and just show them off all the time, Dom.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to show my only feet. All right, so TKO officials attended an AEW Dynamite last week. It says TKO officials attended the August 12th episode of AEW Dynamite in Las Vegas simply to check out the competition. He goes, They made it clear that TKO staff brought their own tickets and were definitely not given free entry by All Elite Wrestling. What do you think?
Why is that news? Why is that shocking?
I know, right? Because they do it all the time. You didn't think that WCW was sitting in WWE seats back in the Monday Night Wars and vice versa? Come
on. All professional sports have someone that does that. I mean, that's nothing new. They're called scouts. They're scouting the competition. Happens all the time.
Yeah. But they do it. They have to see what the competition is and also check out to see who will be available and their contract expires and try to sign them. True, That's
well, they're not in the back. They can't go to the back, but
are we?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm sure they do that too. I mean, there's always people in contact with people's handler or whatever you call them.
Who knows? But they see it and they have to buy their own ticket. Bitch, you ain't getting it for free. We ain't giving you tickets, man.
And it's Vegas, and Dana White's part of TKO, so they probably got comp tickets. They probably didn't buy tickets. They probably got comp tickets.
Yeah, probably
not by AEW, but by some casino or somebody else. Probably comped them. Or Dana White sat in Dana White's booth or box or something.
Ari Emanuel.
Or Ari Emanuel. There you go.
Probably. You know what? Like I said, give or take. They do that all the time. Every organization has that. They always check out, scope the competition. Always. We talked about this. It says, according to multiple sources and wrestling insiders, Jacob Fatu will be joining Royce Keys and OTM to become the leader of the faction. So they said it will set up the Epic War Games match between OTM and the Bloodline at Survivor Series.
How is that epic?
Let them cook.
Exactly. Let them marinate.
So that means you're either going to have Solo Sikoa and LA Knight join Roman Reigns, who just whooped his ass, or Royce Keys, who just whooped his ass, or not be involved in the Bloodline match at all. Or not involved in the War Game match at all. I could tell you. So if Jacob leaves the Bloodline and goes to OTM, what do you think Roman's going to do? That leaves what? War Games traditionally 5-on-5, right?
Yeah. Either 5-on-5 or 4v4.
So you got Roman, you got Jimmy, you got Jay. What do you think Roman does?
Besides Aura Farm?
Besides Aura Farm, his entrance, yes. Who just showed up on SmackDown that is leading his family?
Oh, Haku.
He goes and cuts a deal with Haku for the MFTs to join him in the War Games match. And Jacob Fatu is going to take a trip down to Orlando, where his old tag team partner is waiting in the wings at NXT and one Zilla Fatu. and you're gonna get Zilla Fatu, Jacob Fatu, and OTM versus Roman Reigns, Jimmy and Jay Uso, and the MFTs. Where does that leave Solo Sikoa and LA Knight?
I think with their own faction, with their own group.
Doing what? Picking
Yeah.
each other's butts?
They get
So
Seth
I
Rollins.
think no, because LA Knight and Rollins still have beef with each other no matter what.
They do. But I was saying they have beef, but you never know. Maybe Solo tells Seth, listen, we both hate Roman, so that might help. They all hate Roman, so it could help. Even though LA Knight has problems, which cause for more even tension, even bigger tension. It's great because then you could all these things could.
Yeah, that would have been great.
It'd be a friggin' slobber knocker.
That'd have been great before SummerSlam when you had Roman finally dispatch Seth. Now you have no reason to put Roman and Seth against each other anymore.
Yeah, well,
There's nothing there anymore.
Yeah, I know there's nothing there, but we'll see. Like I said, let it marinate. Let it milk it out. Let's see. But yeah, that's that. We'll check it. It's always a surprising thing to see what happens in Survivor Series, what leads up to that, and what's going to be. War Games might turn out to be something big. Who knows? But we'll wait.
I just don't want to see, and that's where I'm afraid this is going. Is you've got your biggest act right now, your biggest baby face in Solo Sikoa, and the most over guy in the business, LA Knight, are going to end up being, reverted back to the cuck chair to watch Royce Keith and Jacob Fatu and OTM take their spot in this War Games match.
Who knows? We'll see that. Maybe they'll have them go for the tag team championships and they win.
They're gonna pull up a squat right in the cuck chair right next to Dominic Mysterio. Maybe
they do. Maybe they're gonna have them fight the Vision and beat the Vision and become the tag team champions.
The Vision should be done by then.
No, I don't think the Vision does. I think the Vision will probably be done after that. That's probably the ending of the Vision right there. Survivor Series. They probably end it there.
I think the Vision should be done. I think, you know what? I'm going to tell you something crazy. I think Bronson Reed comes back at Saturday Night Main Event and attacks both Obafemi and Braun
That's not
Breaker.
crazy at all, because that's what's expected.
And he goes with Paul Heyman.
Yeah, maybe. I can see that happening.
He's going to attack both Obafemi and Braun Breaker and leave both of them laying, and he's going to go with Paul Heyman.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll definitely see that. That could be cool. All right. So Tiffany Stratton is called a fraud. Ooh.
Hot take.
Tiffany Stratton exposed as a fraud, according to anonymous source. Tiffany Stratton.
Eric is that anonymous source.
Wealthy upbringing is complete bullshit. She doesn't have a rich daddy, source claims. Her father was actually a working class man from Minnesota who spent 30 years repairing snowblowers and yelling at the Vikings. Fight for freaking
Skull.
Oh, she's got a rich daddy. It's just not that daddy that everyone is referring to.
It says she didn't grow up in a mansion. Source claims she grew up in a house with one bathroom. Oh, shit.
Oh, no. She's a regular person.
One bathroom.
Oh, no, a tiny home.
With a dubious background exposed, many fans are now questioning what else is fake about Miss Stratton. Her boobs?
Yeah, besides that, because that's obvious.
Yeah, she had the Charlotte Fair treatment where she went away with a knee injury and came back with double D's.
Yeah, right?
Well, same with Alexa, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like maybe even Stephanie a little bit. Because she came back and that booty be popping bigger and
BBL and she got some boot. That figure she think what she was wearing, man. She should wear more of that with a tighter belt.
Yeah, she probably just had everything.
When she got knocked and the legs went up and she landed on the floor. Oh my God.
Easy, Dom. Easy, killer.
Oh, let me wipe my face down. I'm drooling over here. Yeah, so hey, listen. What wrestling isn't a fraud? You know what I'm saying? They have to figure time, But it's all probably part of storytelling that's going to come out, and she's going to become bad. She's going to freaking turn on Chelsea Green and go after the belt in Chelsea Green. That's what's going to happen.
That used to be part of the gimmick, man. Pretending like you were rich.
Yeah.
So we avoiding spoilers for SmackDown since it got pre-aired or no?
We usually try not to,
Okay, good,
but
good.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
remember last week we talked about that one of the insiders was saying that Cody should come back with the Four Horsemen. It says rumor.
No, you said that.
Yeah, I said that last week. Yeah, it says a rumor in the wrestling streets that Cody Rhodes on the verge of a heel turn, of course. In the past, SmackDown has teased the future with Paul Heyman. There was also something said about interest in relieving the Four Horsemen faction with Cody at the helm. So
isn't it funny just because he makes a comment that Paul Heyman made or said something Paul Heyman said previously that all of a sudden like Cody's going to be aligned with Paul Heyman and Cody and Paul Heyman and this, that, and the other thing.
But you see, this is a lot of truth to lines and things that happen. Like with movies, we always speculate movies and the comic book speculation in movies that, this is going to happen, and it turns out to be something different. Yeah, maybe it turns out something different, but words sometimes do have a meaning.
Absolutely.
You just have to see where the curve. Maybe he used that as a metaphor of what's to come. And you don't know. Maybe he's not going to align himself with Paul Heyman. Maybe he just said that because things are about to change for him, and he's no longer the good guy type of scenario. But it's kind of funny. They got a picture of here with Cody Rhodes with a suit, and the people standing by his side. Ricky Starks, Finn Balor, and The Miz.
I mean, look, I don't want any more factions. I don't need any more factions. I don't want the Four Horsemen and back. We don't need that again. Like, give some originality. Quit repeating history. Quit trying to recreate the NWO. Quit trying to recreate DX. Quit trying to recreate, Evolution. Just let it go. We don't need the Four Horsemen back. We don't need Cody Rhodes in a faction. Cody Rhodes is doing just fine as Cody Rhodes. All Cody Rhodes needs is a heel turn. And I feel like I'm saying Cody Rhodes too much. But that's it. Give him new black hair, a new entrance, and a little bit of an edge to make him a heel. That's all he needs. He doesn't need a supporting cast around him anymore.
But that's what they want to do. They want to have a supporting cast to give. Hey, listen, it actually gives the other wrestlers TV time. So if you have a faction going, it brings people that haven't been on TV yet a chance to be on TV. So that's why you have the factions, to make more room for more people to come on TV. That's what's a good idea about factions. So we'll see. Hopefully, after Survivor Series, we'll get the heel turn freaking Cody. So,
yeah.
All right. This is my last one. We freaking talked about it. According to the SMD, Jey Uso's girlfriend, Jada Parker, is set to make her main roster debut and join the OTM and Royce Keys. So she actually...
What?
Why?
Why
Because she was in matches with them on NXT.
Yes. So
she's from Oakland.
But maybe it could be that
she's from Florida.
Hey, she's annoying.
Jada Parker, come out and smash everyone.
Run down Disney.
Hey, listen, you want to make wrestling great again? You bring in Jada Parker, and I'll be there. Woo!
You're only there for the wrong reasons, Dom.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you're only there for the A.
She is a very beautiful, intelligent woman that knows how to wrestle beyond belief, and I watch her for a wrestling forte.
It's unfortunate for you have a camera so I can see right through you, sir.
Yeah.
Hey. Does it hurt for a man trying?
I'm not a Jada Parker fan.
I know you're not.
I think she's doing better work with Natty, but I don't think it's enough to call her up. I think it would do a detriment to her. It would do her a very big disservice to call her up right now, because I think she would get swallowed up and spit out, and she would be featured endeavored after WrestleMania next year.
No, because they're going to put like a new contract on her, like at least a year or two.
That doesn't mean shit. They just signed Escobar to a new contract and then cut him.
Yeah, because of the constant injuries he's been having.
They don't give a shit. They'll cut him.
No.
They'll cut her. Keep her in NXT. She needs to have a feud beyond Natty. She needs to hold the NXT Women's title.
Hey, listen,
or the North American Championship. She needs to hold a
championship to come to the main roster, man. Come on.
To be worth the fuck they do.
Right. Yeah, that's all the wrestling shindigs of the that I have this week.
Ever win the Speed Championship or something?
Jesus Christ. Talking about aura farming and entrance. It's all we need is another. We already got Roman Reigns and Obafemi and Cody Rhodes. Do we really need Jada Parker coming out here to shoulder shrug her way down the ramp and aura farm her entrance?
Right.
And sit here and go like this?
Miss Parker.
Oh,
time to lose. Time to lose.
In other news, Bailey has signed a new contract. She's staying with WWE.
When did that happen?
I just read something actually yesterday about that. Just there are multiple reports on that that she signed the contract. This is still a rumor, but she's staying with the WWE, of what I heard.
We'll see what happens.
I heard that as well.
Bailey.
Yeah.
The possibility.
I don't know, man.
The possibility.
Matt just wants her to go to AEW.
I know.
No, I don't. I like Bailey. I've been a Bailey-aholic since she was the hugger and
you want the
NXT.
BBL her.
And I think that she needs to get rid of the role model gimmick and get a new gimmick.
She did have the end of role model gimmick when she was with Damage Control.
Nah, she was still kind of doing the role model thing.
I mean, it's just her song or her interest. It still has role model. That's it.
Yeah. Do you know where she needs to go?
Where?
LFG. Or
just to be as a coach or what?
Yeah. To go with the young. I think her. I don't want to say her time in WWE is over, but I think her experience and what she's done would help the kids down in LFG and.
Listen, eventually she probably will after she finishes. She still wants to wrestle. Like, she still has some wrestling.
I'm sure she still wants to wrestle.
If she still wants to wrestle, then she should go to AEW. Yeah, WWE. She's done everything there is to do in WWE. So why not have her go to AEW? Why not have her have a couple more matches with Mercedes? They had bangers in NXT and WWE when they wrestled each other. So why not have her go to AEW and do that? Like, I just want to see her go be happy and wrestle where she can wrestle.
But I think the fact that she is happy on her current state, I don't think she wants to wrestle that much like she used to.
Yeah.
But I think that she definitely, I think she likes the WWE, and that's another thing too. Like I said, look, who's to say what's going to happen in the future? Like, you might get her in AEW one day in the future. You might have that match where she shows up, at one of the pay-per-views. But he still has a lot to work with. There's still a lot of wrestlers here that are coming up. The new talent. She need her to wrestle with new talent.
She might show up in NXT with Jada versus Natty. You don't know.
Yeah.
She could go join AAA again too, though.
Yeah, she was good there too. I think.
Triple A.
Yeah. But that is the Dom's Dirt Sheets for August 27th.
That's honestly where I think Lola Vice should go is AAA. Yeah, wash your sheets, Dom.
Yeah, wash my sheets, my dirty ass sheets. Remember, make sure you wash your ass too as well.
Those are Dom's skid mark sheets. Wash your sheets.
Those are racetracks.
Hershey Highway.
All right, that takes us into the 3 count where we review this week's TV professional wrestling with our best moment, worst moment, and what were they thinking moment of the night. As always, we're going to start with Friday Night SmackDown from last week. As a quick recap, last week's Friday Night SmackDown, we saw the WWE Tag Team Champions, the MFTs, in action versus R-Truth and Damian Priest, with the MFTs picking up the win. You got Tiffany Stratton versus Lash Legend, with Lash Legend picking up the win. You got the Undisputed. You got 3 matches on SmackDown last week, ladies and gentlemen, in 2 hours.
3 matches.
Because Blake Monroe and Julia never started.
No contest. It just started. It didn't even start.
So, yeah, nope. And then you had the Undisputed WWE Championship, CM Punk versus Kevin Owens, with CM Punk retaining after Sami Zayn hit Kevin Owens with the title belt. Thoughts on SmackDown last week? Go Sticks! I choose you.
I thought it was boring. It was better.
Riveting fucking description, Sticks.
I was bored. I watched it in a replay, and I was kind of bored. I didn't really pay great attention to it, to be honest.
Because are you literally just doing something else? We just had it on the background.
Yeah. What do we all think of Takahashi's new name?
It's all right.
I don't mind it. I mean, just literally just means madness.
Yep. Got evil and madness now. Naraku.
I feud with Shiloh Hill for some odd reason, but I still think the main event was like the best moment of the night. When it comes to because that was a hell of a match until Sami Zayn came out.
It was, yes.
Worst moment was the whole Blake Monroe and Julia bullshit.
Fucking decimating freaking my Julia, man. Come on, man.
And I have no idea what they were thinking, just having Lashley just squash Tiffany Stratton.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we're going to figure a Tiffany Stratton heel turn, so.
As long as that heel turn is off my TV for a while, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Her characters, she needs a repackage. But go ahead, Sticks. It's supposed to be your time. Sorry.
Tiffany, I've said this already before, that she seems unimpressive. She's going through the motions of what she's supposed to be doing. And you're right. She needs some time off to either figure out what she's going to do and reevaluate where she's going with WWE, whether she stays with WWE or not, because I don't think she's that much into it anymore, like she was when she first got here. So, let's see. So, I don't know. I guess the best moment for me would be, I don't really have
when it ended.
When credits
I guess
rolled.
that would be for me. Worst moment.
Just say the whole show.
There was one backstage thing that I didn't like. I don't remember what it was. I don't have it written down. The backstage. I'll just say that the backstage stuff was less than stellar for SmackDown last week. And then I don't really have it. What were they thinking? Because I don't know what I was thinking. Trying to catch up with it because it was.
You were thinking that SmackDown was a fever dream during your nap, and then you woke up and found out that it was real.
Yeah, it was real.
It's real to me, buddy.
For me, worst moment of the night, yes, was Julia getting squashed by Blake Monroe, and that match not even going off the going off. Best moment for me was actually twofold. It was the championship match because, like Eric said, it was very good until Sami Zayn got involved. And I liked the Randy Orton telling Punk that he's coming for 15. That was good stuff. And the what were they thinking is, why are we automatically going back to Sami Zayn, some sort of interaction between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens? We had that before Kevin Owens left with his neck injury. Why are we already pulling the trigger on that?
Because this is a safe action for them. They know the fans like it, and they're going to go to that well.
But I think it's going to blow up in their face because I don't think anybody's invested in it this time. I think we've seen it too much. Nobody cares.
I care.
You want to see Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens again?
Why not?
Because you could get Sami Zayn versus CM Punk. I mean, you could get KO versus CM Punk again. You could get. There's better matches out there to be had than KO versus Sami right off the rip.
But it's only Saturday. Yeah, it's only Sunday maybe event.
I mean, it could be.
I don't know.
I mean, they could make a triple threat at the Money in the Bank.
I don't want to see another triple threat.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. I sure
You
don't.
do.
I'm
We
so
say you
sick.
do.
It's so lazy to have triple threats for the championship. It feels like almost every pay-per-view in the last 6 has been potential triple threat for the title. I don't want to see it. I'm good. Go ahead, Dom.
So my best moment definitely was the promo between Cody and Randy and the championship match at the end. I didn't mind Sammy getting into the fold. I thought it was a good match. It went either way. It could have went either way before Sammy got in, but I thought that was great. The worst moment was, of course, my girl Julia getting squashed, and the contest didn't even begin, and it didn't even, there was no freaking fight. It just ended like that, and 3 matches on a 2-hour show. Come on. You know, I know you want to do a reality type of show, this and that, but 3 matches, you need to have at least 4 or 5 matches in a 2-hour show, and then have the promos and have that. You can't just count on 3 matches. Yes, the main event was Kevin Owens and CM Punk, which took a lot of time. That was the big match. But come on, there are other guys in the roster that need to freaking. You got to start using them, utilizing people. Where the hell is Ricky Starks been? We haven't seen him in a couple weeks. A couple months.
He's another perfect example of what I was talking about. Called up too quick. Nothing.
Yeah,
called up to
had
crickets
AEW,
and
he had
never.
AEW experience. He didn't need to go down to freaking NXT.
AEW experience doesn't transition well to WWE experience, man.
Yeah, I know.
There's a reason everybody who's other than Jade Cargill and Cody who have come from AEW has gone through NXT.
Yeah, but anyway, that was my best moment. That SmackDown definitely it was okay. Championship match was like it raised the stakes on the to like a B.
You give the show a B?
B, because of
the 3 matches. You're giving it a B?
I give it on the fight, the match itself. The Randy Orton, the match itself, and the Randy Orton match, promo. That's what I give it a B for.
2 things.
Everything else.
2 things.
I feel like somebody could hand you a McDonald's double cheeseburger and tell you it was gourmet.
Nah,
and you would
it wouldn't. I would know. Hey, listen, there's some things that I do like. Hey, look, I want more matches. That's the thing. Yes, only 3 matches, but the one match sold it for me. It was the CM Punk and the freaking Kevin Owens match. I thought that was a great match. You were left to believe that Kevin Owens was going to win this damn thing, and then Sami Zayn comes out of nowhere and rips your heart out.
You have all this talent.
I know
that you're not utilizing.
I know
that you're saying you don't have TV time, but you're giving us 3 fucking matches in 2 hours.
That's why I say at least 5 matches. You should have at least 5 matches. But I gave it a B because of the promo and that fight, not because of the rest of the shit.
I hope you mean you give it a B as in Plan B because it should have fucking been aborted. Is what I'm hoping, because that show sucked ass. Besides the main event, SmackDown sucked ass.
Well, it did suck ass. You know what? I gave it the benefit of the doubt.
Go ahead, Eric.
I already gave you mine.
I want to hear it again.
Really?
Yep, I do.
More time to feeling, please.
No, now I feel like I'm being used. Fuck that.
He's trying to trap you.
I'm not using you. I'm not
you,
trapping you. I just want to hear it again.
Well, he's trapping you, man. Don't fall for that.
I don't remember.
That's a lot. You just quoted me earlier. What the fuck?
The main event.
You see?
You like the main event. I forgot what your best moment, worst moment were.
You already said.
I already said the best one was the main event.
Right.
Until
What was the
Sami Zayn.
worst moment? What were they thinking?
Worst moment was the whole Julia Blake Monroe BS,
Getting squashed. Yeah.
and what we thinking was the squash match with Lash and Tiff.
So what's your overall score of SmackDown?
C+.
Okay. That's more acceptable. The Dom over here.
Oh, you know what?
Give it a B.
All right, you know
Give it a
what?
B.
I'll give it a C plus minus.
So just a C, because you're just even it out right now.
Yeah.
So D plus.
Yeah.
Just doing six math on it over here.
Oh, there you go. The square root of D plus 2 plus equals C plus B.
God help us all. All right, moving on to Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw saw Stephanie Vaquer defeating Roxanne Perez by pinfall.
Fucking Roxanne Berry.
Yeah, the World Heavyweight Champion #1 Contenders Tournament semifinal match, Rey Fenix defeating Dragon Lee by pinfall, which is a fantastic match.
The best freaking match. Awesome.
Big Cass defeating Javon Evans by pinfall. Then you had your World Heavyweight Championship #1 Contender Tournament semifinal match, Penta defeating La Parca. And then you had, and how about Corey Graves saying that La Parca was a superstar?
He technically is in Mexico.
Yes.
Which version of La Parca?
Yeah,
Well,
like
there's
the
La
fourth
Parca
one.
and LA Park. Choose.
Well,
You got short Parker and you got long
Valley
Parker.
Park.
then you had LA Knight and Solo Sikoa versus the Usos, Jimmy and Jay.
You had 5
No
matches.
contest as Royce Keys in OTM, Bronco, and Lucian Price attack both teams for some reason.
Bronco Burgers.
Eric, let's start with Eric. Monday Night Raw, go.
So, best moment was the Rey Fenix Dragon Lee match.
Yep.
I did like the Big Cass Javon Evans match until the end, which just ended with a big boot, which I don't know why. Worst moment. We gotta stop bearing Roxanne for some odd reason.
The Roxanne, poor Roxanne.
They got to get her away from the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Definitely. And what were they thinking is why did they give La Parca and Penta such a short match compared to what was shown earlier that same show?
Time restraints.
It's just disservice because they gave so much match between the Vaquer and Roxanne match and the Javon Evans and Big Cass match. They could have left some room for Penta and
They should really be
Parker, too.
highlighting. You're right, highlighting these matches for the tournament. That's what you should have been doing. They should have been doing, and everything else should have been secondary.
I can tell you
Listen,
why.
they are not time constrained. Don't let them tell you that.
I can tell you why. So, what you had Stephanie Vaquer and Roxanne Perez. So then they had to give the Gooners plenty of time to clean themselves off.
Well, after you see the Devil's Kiss, finally,
Yeah.
look, that camera work was give that guy a raise.
Dom is proving my point right here. You had to give the Gooners time to clean themselves off. So that's why you went a little bit longer with Rey Fenix and Dragon Lee.
When I sat down, I was watching that match. I was like, look at that camera work. Brilliant. Right there.
And then they switched over to the Lola Vice vignette, and he's like, "Oh God, here we go again!" And then to give you blue balls, they show Adam Pearce's ugly mug on the screen right after that.
Dad was crying with a little napkin. Oh, this is the best
Go ahead,
moment.
Dom. Best moment, worst moment, worst thinking
The
moment of the
best
night for Raw.
moment was Rey Fenix versus the Dragon Lee. That was by far one of the best matches I've seen this year, to be honest with you. I mean, they went through all the friggin' some crazy ass moves. I mean, they gave a show, which was awesome, and that's why the Parker and the Penta match should have been longer. Because what you're getting with that should have been up there with the Dragon Lee and the Ray Phoenix type of match they should have had.
Yeah.
The worst moment, was they buried Roxanne. I feel bad, man. Roxanne Perez, she's the prodigy, man. She is the prodigy, and they've taken that away. And what are they thinking? Actually, you know what? They had 5 matches, so I'm good. A 2-hour show having 5 matches is really good. And like I said, for what it's worth, the OTM coming out with Royce Keys, I think that's cool to bring more substance, more sauce to the freaking goddamn party to make people go, wow, what's going on now? And it doesn't take away from the fact that LA Knight and friggin' Solo killed it with that whole friggin' Neo thing, doing the Matrix thing, and LA Knight is like looking at his face, holds his hand, holds his back, and he's going back. And those guys together, that's gold. I could really say that's gold. You got to put them together, and they probably will be tag team champions. I think they're going to head towards that. That's going to be more likely scenario down the road. If Solo stays a babyface, if there's no freaking goddamn sudden turns and oh my god, he turned type of shit, that's going to be pretty cool. But I think overall rating, I think this show was much better than SmackDown. And the Devil's Kiss gave it a touch. I gave it a B-.
I like that he said it's much better than SmackDown, but yet he gives it a lower grade than he originally gave SmackDown.
Yep.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm sorry. All right, you know what? A B+. There you go.
Now it's B+. Okay.
Well, it keeps going up because of Devil's Kiss. I'm sorry.
Anyways,
You keep thinking about it now.
yeah.
Devil's Kiss. That's the A+.
The more Dom starts thinking with his other
Chris
head,
McMahon,
the
man.
higher the
You know
score
what?
goes up.
I give the overall show A++. There you go.
Yep. For me, the best moment of the night, match-wise, hands down, Ray Phoenix and Dragon Lee.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Solo Sikoa promo with LA Knight was the best. Like when he busted out the Matrix on Jay's and Jimmy and Jay didn't know what to do and they were laughing and
LA Knight is just making those faces.
yeah, LA Knight's just selling it.
Yo, that's awesome.
So good. The worst moment of the night for me, honestly, is probably it's going to be OTM. It's going to be OTM and Royce Keys because I hate to say it, but all I see this doing is being an effective way. They don't like that LA Knight is over. They don't like that he's organically over. They're going to use this group to take LA Knight out to where they take him off TV in an injury angle to cool off LA Knight because they don't want to make LA Knight champion. So I see OTM killing whatever LA Knight and Solo Sikoa are building.
I doubt it.
I don't like the addition of them. I don't think Royce Keys needs to be in here. And you're going to tell me that they have to come out on Raw. He has to come out on Raw on Monday night and have a better reason for attacking Solo Sikoa and LA Knight other than you guys left me hanging to get my ass beat by Jacob. But they didn't go after Jacob in the back and attack Jacob or leave Jacob playing or do anything to Jacob. It just doesn't compute story-wise for me there. And what were they thinking is Javon Evans. What are you doing? Why is Big Cass? I like the match. I think he put on a good showing against Big Cass, but I feel like he should be putting up a little bit better of a fight instead of Big Cass getting the better of him 3 weeks in a row. This is a man who went toe-to-toe with Obafemi and had a barn burner of a match with Obafemi. What are we doing here? This is a guy who had a good match with Rusev. I don't think Javon Evans has had a bad match since he's been in WWE. So why are we going to just all of a sudden anoint Big Ass?
Well, I got a feeling we're going to have Big Cass might become part of the part of Judgment Day. The way the angle's going, that Dom and Madonna are coming out and this and that, and so we'll see what happens down the road with that. So
break Judgment Day up. Quit adding members to that terrible.
Originally, they were supposed to add members, a revolving door of members. That was the Judgment Day's. Thing at one time.
They need to cut members because it's time for Raquel Rodriguez to go. It's time for Roxanne to go, and it's time for Dominic to go. JD McDonough can sit in that group with his thumb up his ass.
Damn, Matt, why are you so harsh, man?
I'm just saying. There's other talent back there that deserve TV time that aren't getting it, and we're giving it to the likes of JD McDonough and the Judgment Day week after week after week after week after week. Go ahead, Sticks. Best moment, worst moment, worthy thinking moment of the night for Monday Night Raw. Oh, Raw gets a C+ for me.
Not even A because of freaking the Dragons, the freaking Devil's Kiss.
I'll go B- for the
There you go.
the Rey Mysterio or for the Dragon Lee, Rey Phoenix match. It's really the only reason to watch Raw.
Yeah.
I don't even think that the Stephanie Vakir, Roxanne Perez match wasn't even that great.
It wasn't, but it just you had Roxanne Perez and you had Stephanie McCurry. Come on, man. The women, you're getting dream matches.
Right.
No, you're getting wet dream matches. I think you need to.
I didn't say that.
No, but that's just what
It's implied.
you're implying.
I
You're
don't
getting
imply
you're
this.
getting
Come
wet
on, man.
dream matches.
I am a freaking scholar, Christian boy. Leave me alone. I'll say that.
I only believe one of those, and it's not Scholar.
It was a different time back then. It was a different time.
Oh man.
I'm up, right? So
Yeah.
I'm kind of gonna echo all you guys. Best moment, definitely the Phoenix Dragon Lee match. Worst moment for me, because it didn't quite make sense yet to me, is the OTM coming in. Maybe it'll make sense in the next week or so, but right now on Raw, it did not make sense. So I didn't know what to think. What are they thinking? And again, I'm agreeing. Roxanne should have a win.
At least
They're
lose
leaving her
qualification.
taking pins way too often.
Yes, exactly. Instead of taking the pin, at least it's qualification. You can still don't bury her that way.
Yeah. I'll give her a B. A solid B.
I'm gonna tell you this. Do you know if Stephanie Vakir and Roxanne Perez was in the Attitude Era, we would have had bra and panty matches?
Sir?
Again,
Just saying.
it was a different
Just
time.
saying.
Go back to my wet dream comment.
Damn.
Go back to
Double
my wet
corporation
dream
do everything.
match comment.
Damn freaking PG era. Give me the aggressive era, man. The fucking aggression era. Give me something, man. Outside the damn PG era.
Dom just wants the TNA era. And I'm not talking about total nonstop action.
Well, he wants total non-stop action too, but
I always see some slobber knocking, man.
In his pants. Okay.
Is that a teepee in your pants or you just glad to see me? Come on.
And it's I don't like how telegraphed it is that we're gonna get Stephanie versus Liv next week, and we all know that Becky's gonna interfere in that match.
Of course.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know that that you talked about Ray and freaking Penta. You're gonna end up meeting each other, and they're gonna probably try to get taken out by the Usos. They're gonna want to become a tag team. They're gonna end up joining forces to become a tag team. You're right. It's heading towards that way.
Well, you're gonna get. I think they're gonna have
Foster.
a great match. They're gonna have a fantastic match against each other, and then you're gonna have Penta going over, and Penta's gonna. Yeah, the Usos are gonna jump Penta, and Ray's gonna come out to make the save, and then you're gonna get the Usos versus Rey Fenix and Penta at Money in the Bank.
Yep.
The Lucha Brothers together for the
Did I hear
first
you
time
say-
in WWE.
Did I hear you say Jodie Foster?
That's what he said, Jodie Foster. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Who said Jodie Foster?
You did.
You did.
What did I say, Jodie Foster? What did I say? When did I say Jodie Foster?
I don't know, you were calling off names and you said Jodie Foster. I'm like,
I think you were.
back
I think
for
you
a
were
second.
in the middle of one of those Dom wet dream matches.
When did I say Jodie Foster? I did not say Jodie Foster.
Jodie Foster, Silence of the
Don't-
Lambs.
Talking about.
Oh god, broad panties match. All right, now we turn our sights to
lotion
NXT from this Tuesday night, which saw a weaponized steel cage match between Saquon Sugars and Deion Lennox. You got Kiana Carver defeating Cam Hendricks. You had Kelly Armstrong defeating Zarya by pinfall. And you had an 8-man tag match. Birthright defeating Sean Legacy, Van Dux, and Romeo Moreno and Noam Dar by pinfall.
Yep.
What else? He had a singles match for the AAA World Cruiserweight Championship. Rey Fenix defeating EK Prosper. And that was your then you had the show closing with the NXT Summit. Dom, did you watch NXT?
Yeah, I watched a little bit. I like the fact I actually liked friggin' Grayson Waller's talking to the women, the women's division. He's like, he's good on the mic. When you give him the mic, you let him cook. He's good on the mic. I actually liked the ending where everybody was in the ring. And I got a feeling they're gonna get him. I think Zilla's gonna probably win. They're gonna give Zilla the belt. Or me, if it's me, I would give, freaking Cruz Montana the belt to make it even more interesting. Have that happen. But I thought the I don't know. Did you know that Zarya matches? I don't know. They haven't been like the same.
In terms of what exactly?
Like, I don't know, just the way when she was going against Soruga, I think it was more like she was giving more of her all. Now that she's not there, it's kind of like she seems lost. I don't know. It's just me, I guess.
Maybe.
On that. But overall,
they're actually putting her up against new people. So
yeah, and then you have to get used to it. But when you have a chemistry against somebody, that usually you're right. It makes the all sense. I actually like the fact there was 5 matches. We had 5 matches in this
2-hour show.
2-hour show. That's what you should be getting. Not 3 hours. Not 3 matches in a 2-hour show like SmackDown. But other than that, NXT is getting better. It's better than it has been. The last couple of weeks with the addition of Grayson Waller, Montana, freaking Zilla Fatu. I think bringing them into the fold is making the show a lot better.
Yeah. Me, best moment of the night was hands down the weaponized steel cage match between Saquon Sugars and Deion Lennox. I think Sugars is the best thing to come out of his Dark State. The rest of Dark State are just, he's running laps around all of them, especially Deion Lennox. For me, what were the thing moment of the night was the kind of the NXT Summit. Like, it just didn't really make sense to do that angle. But I agree with you. I think that Zilla Fatu is probably winning that championship to bring Tony D up to the main roster. I think Cruz Montana is going to win the NXT North American Championship at some point. Who even is the NXT North American champion?
Tony D. Oh, no, North American. North American is Miles Bourne.
That's right, Miles Bourne. So yeah, I see him taking that belt off Miles Bourne. And then my worst moment of the night is Zarya losing after she was so dominant in that match. That I was not a fan of that. Because I kind of agree with Dom in a way that, like, I don't think they're having Zarya play, like, she could really be like that female Brock Lesnar type. I mean, for fuck's sake, she does a spear and she does an F5.
Exactly.
Like, she could really be that powerhouse woman that NXT needs, but for some reason they keep having her lose to lesser opponents.
Yep.
And especially to make, and they did it just to make this a triple threat match.
Yep.
Because the winner is going to unify this Women's Speed Championship and the Women's North American Championship.
Is it called North American Speed?
No, I think they're going to do ways.
Oh, yeah. The other worst moment of the night for me was the Natty and Jada Parker segment.
It was just wasted air, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just
I think Jada Parker beats Natty, and it's gonna
have
happen.
Jada Parker call her a bitch.
You bitch.
Yeah. That was it for me. What about go ahead, Eric, NXT for you.
The only like really two good matches was the Ray Phoenix, EK Prosper, and the Weaponized Steel Cage match. Those like were the two best moments of that show for me. Worst moment was the, like I said, wasted air that was Natty and Jada. As much as I like Jada. What were they thinking is just the whole NXT Summit.
Oh, you're a Miss Parker fan too, huh?
I wouldn't say fan, but I don't mind her. Just having Grayson Waller come out and just after that, just everything explodes. Why? And since Zilla has picked up the belt, I don't think he's not getting that thing. Well, he's not a heat wave.
Yeah, that is usually the MO where the last guy to hold the belt doesn't win it, huh?
Yep.
Do you think Tony D retains that? I don't know if Styx did a heat wave
I didn't.
predictions, so
There's also the AAA event that's happening before it as well. To be honest, I hope Grayson Waller gets it because it'll actually change everything.
I agree. Grayson Waller holding that title does throw an interesting caveat into NXT.
Yeah.
And then it really like solidifies that Marty Jannetty line that he made about Austin Theory, because at least he's holding a world championship where the best Austin Theory can do is a tag team championship.
Yeah.
Right.
But otherwise, I give it an A-.
I mean, honestly, for me, I would be okay with any of those guys holding the title at the end of the night. If it's Tony D, if it's Cruz Montana, if it's Zilla Fatu, if it's Grayson Waller, like I just want a good match and I want a good showing from Zilla Fatu. But I think they put the belt on Zilla just because they want to push. It seems like they want to push him to the moon as fast as possible.
That's what we thought about Mason Rook, and look what happened to him.
Well, I didn't ever think of that about Mason Rook.
Go on.
I've been on Mason Rook's case since he debuted.
Yeah, I know.
That man Ducey. Fucking Arby's got the meats over there because his leg meat is flapping.
Damn.
What do you got, Sticks?
I'm gonna kind of echo Eric. My best moment was the weaponized steel cage match. There was a couple spots in it that a couple slip up, but on the all, that it was probably the best match of the night. Worst moment is man, I do like Jada Parker, but that the whole talking back and forth with her and Natty was kind of cringy because it's like you were just waiting for
I'm gonna make you submit.
Something. Yeah. Oh, this is what I want to hear from you. This is, I was like, oh god, that's just not it. I just
I wanted to come to NXT because I wanted to face Jada Parker. Why the fuck would you want to come face Jada Parker?
Yeah, why would you want to face Jada Parker?
Out of all the women in NXT, why Jada Parker?
She's the best.
I mean, I don't know.
That's a fucking lie.
Hey.
She
If
may
she
have
was
the
the
best
best,
assets,
wouldn't she be the NXT Women's Champion?
Hey, maybe they got other plans for her.
If she was the best, wouldn't she have held any title in NXT? In the
She got a
4 years she's been in there?
Maybe she cooks.
There's no women's tag team championship in NXT.
There used to be.
They're on the main roster. They've always been on the main roster.
She wants something.
She can, but she hasn't.
What are they thinking? What were they thinking is the summit Every time they put on the Summit, the same thing happens. There's a melee and a brawl. It's kind of like, if you have a contract signing, probably someone's going through the table. If you have any kind of meeting, someone's going to get taken over the ropes. There's always a certain thing that happens for a certain thing. And that every time they have the Summit, it's always a brawl, a melee, and chaos in NXT.
Jesus.
Every time.
Do you want me to tell you what the first giveaway of what WWE thinks of Jada Parker is? And I don't want to keep hating on Jada Parker. You heard Nikita Lyons' name attached to being called up before Jada Parker.
Yeah.
You got Nikita Lyons being an Evolve champion before Jada Parker has won any championship in NXT.
Yep.
It just feels like WWE has no direction for Jada Parker. And that's what they're trying to establish with Natty. Is they're trying to get something out of her with this feud in Natty, and I don't feel like it's gotten there yet. And I don't know that a submission match is gonna do that. Because you gotta, for me, to sell me Jada Parker, you have to sell me in a match that is believable. And I think with Natty's family and how much emphasis is put on the dungeon and how her family are all pretty much submission technicians, you're gonna tell me that Jada's gonna beat Natty in a submissions match?
Just you wait.
For what?
I haven't seen Jada do any submissions, to be honest.
Right. So for me, it would be more believable if she beat her in a last woman standing match, if she beat her in a street fight, if she beat her in a steel cage match, inside a Hell in a Cell, lumberjack Jane match, anything like that. But a submission match is just not believable. But Dom's probably right, to his credit. She's going to probably beat Natty because WWE thinks, oh, well, if Jada Parker beats Natty in Natty's match, it's just all of a sudden going to propel her stardom. And I don't think that's the case. She's an entrance. Is that going to how long is that going to transition to on the main roster?
Well,
like you don't see people yeeting really for Jey Uso anymore.
Yeah, but the Jey Uso's on there, girlfriend. He goes on there now. He got divorced from his wife to be with Jada. So, he got.
What does that have to do with his character on TV?
I know what I'm saying, but he could push to have her come up to the main roster.
Yeah.
And you could have Roman bring her up there. Nepotism, let's do it.
Roman's all about family, so she'd be telling Jay to stay with his wife, and so should Jimmy.
I know.
Stay with your wife. Why are you ruining your family? Why are you breaking up the family?
Come on,
for younger ass.
Yo, but look at that. Come on, you can take that perspective. That's why.
Just my thing is I want to like Jada Parker, but I just don't feel like she's shown me much of anything. And she's been in NXT for what, 4 years?
Yeah, but you know what? Maybe it takes a little bit longer for her to come up. Maybe she comes up and she becomes a champion. Maybe the biggest thing is the mid card. She wins the mid card in the WWE.
She's just gonna
North American?
I'm just afraid she's gonna be another God, I can't even think of her name now. I haven't seen her on TV in so long.
Which one? You can describe.
Ivy now?
No. God, why can't I think of her name? Jordan Grace.
Well, Jordan
Grace can wrestle, though.
Jordan Grace was a champion in TNA, so she was different, and they went out of their way to get her and not to have her on TV. But she actually had cryptic notes. She said 74 days until she gets released, or 74 days not being on TV.
I think it's 74 days she hasn't been on TV.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I think so too.
But that's my thing. I ranted about Jada Parker. I get it, but I don't want to not like Jada Parker. I think she's got the attitude. It's just she. How much more time? She's been there for.
Have her come up.
How long has she been in NXT? 4 years, Eric?
I know, but maybe she comes to the main roster.
About 4, yeah.
But if she can't do it in NXT, what makes you think she's going to be able to do it in the main roster?
Dude, I don't know. Give her a chance. Let her remember. Maybe this is the signing point. She beats Natty.
She's had plenty of chances.
Yeah, if she can't cut it in NXT, why should I give her a chance in the main roster? The main roster is supposed to be stepped up. The main roster is for people who progress. I thought the whole thing with NXT was what evolved was if these people aren't progressing and they're not taking that natural step and moving up, we're letting them go. And I kind of feel like this is what it is for Jada Parker. This stuff with Natty, like I've said before, is her final test. And if she can't get over and elevate after her stuff with Natty, I think WWE is going to release her. I think they're going to let her walk.
To that point, I think they want her to be better. They want her to be better because that's why they put Natty down there with her. But if she can't get over this hurdle, they got nowhere else to go with her.
Exactly. If Natty can't put her over, what are we doing here? Because it just seems like everything she's been in, she's been an afterthought. Anytime she was in like a program, thank you, a program for the Women's North American Championship, she was kind of an afterthought. The NXT Women's Championship, she was kind of an afterthought. Just there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Now, is it to Dom's credit? NXT's piss poor writing and piss poor handling of her? Maybe. Could the main roster handle her better? Maybe, but is it going to transition? Is it going to be believable? I don't know.
We'll see. It's like with everything else. You give it time, see what happens. If she comes to the main roster, she's going to come up after Survivor Series. Maybe Royal Rumble. We'll get another taste of her in the Royal Rumble. We'll see. Because Royal Rumble is going to be 2 nights. Remember, you're going to have a female Royal Rumble.
It's not going to be 2 nights.
It's not
going to be 2 nights this year.
No? Well, next year. Next year?
Because it's in Phoenix, so it's not going to be 2 nights.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, okay. Phoenix 2 nights.
2
nights in Phoenix. We got to get out of here.
It doesn't spell good for me when you have people like Jordan Grace who came over and got called up real quick. Yeah, like Stephanie who got called up real quick. Julia who got called up real quick. Who else? Blake Monroe got called up over Jada Parker. Like, you see where I'm going with this? Like, if WWE saw real value in Jada Parker, they would have called her up already.
We'll see.
Yeah. I hope she does good for them. I mean,
she's kind of got that Bailey thing going for her too, where she shows up, she works a program, and then she's not seen on TV for 6 months.
Look, we said the same thing with Trick. Like with Trick Williams, I know Trick won championships and that, but his mic work was bad. He's actually gotten better on the mic now.
He has.
Jada Parker's mic work is pretty good. She could wrestle pretty decent. She may not be the best, but if you get one of those aspects up, that will give her a legitimate shot to come up to the main roster. If she wrestles better, if her wrestling like with Natty, and comes out to be better, that's a ticket. If you can punch ticket to the main event.
But you know what got Trick better?
He stayed down there.
Right. Well, he stayed down there.
And then he won the TNA championship going back and forth. Yes.
When they moved Carmelo up and Trick was on his own, and yes, he had feuds with Obafemi. He had feuds with Javon Evans. He was going back and forth with TNA. He had a feud with Moose. Ethan Page. He was able to stand out and get more reps and get better.
Yeah.
They need to figure something out with Jada Parker.
We'll see. Give her some time. I mean, more time. A little bit. I know she had a lot of time, but some people go off to a slow start. And hey, look, they really see something in her to get her to keep trying to work it out to make her better. So obviously she's got talent. So she's gonna have to eventually get the next steps.
She's got to figure out a way to put it all together.
Exactly.
and hopefully Natty is that person to help her put it all together.
Exactly.
But I just don't think a main roster call up is a wise decision for her right now because I think she gets lost in the mix and eaten alive.
We'll see. Only time will tell.
And she'll be back there. Her and Ivy and I will be French braiding each other's hair because neither one of them will be on TV.
They'll just be chilling at main event.
Or chilling at main event, yeah.
Yeah.
But, all right. Moving on. Dynamite. Did anybody watch Dynamite last night?
Nope.
I did not.
Yeah, me neither. All right. So there's that. So now we hand it over to Sticks. You got a hot and cold this week?
I do not have a hot and cold this week. No, I do not. I'm going to try and do that a couple times a month, not every week.
Cool.
Way to participate, Sticks. way to really add value.
Hey, Six, don't worry. I got your back. You do a good job. Sometimes when you
Thank you, Dom.
Yeah.
Just
Dom thinks you do a good job when you're in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when you're funny. Sticks is hot in his wrestling takes. His cold is his internet as always.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. Fire is
Only
hot.
once a
Water's
once a month. Every now and again. Come
That's
on.
a twice a
Didn't
month.
Didn't even
last
come
week.
in. Didn't even come in with an NXT heat wave predictions. Did he? Nothing.
I didn't think about it. I didn't.
And this is the guy who last night was like,
listen, we haven't been doing NXT PLEs for a
brother,
long time,
you
so-
were a day ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
I know I was. I was too. I was in the challenge. Where is everybody?
You were a day
He's like,
ahead of
no
schedule.
show tonight? I'm like,
It was
I'm
Wednesday, dude.
getting ready to go to work last night. And I'm like, wait a minute. You got me even thinking. I'm like, what? Today's Wednesday. What show?
Day ahead of schedule and still no segment. All right, to see how it is. That's why we're the best
All the better.
wrestling show on the internet, right?
Why not?
Going raw ain't got shit on us.
Yeah.
Wrestle Talk who?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, man.
WrestleLamia, more like Wrestle Put
we
Me to
got no
Sleep. Yeah.
WrestleMania. Lamia. That's actually
We're not off. We've
More
got
like-
no script.
Wrestle Give Me a Break, yeah. Anyways, all right. Anything else you guys want to talk about tonight? Professional wrestling.
That's right.
Anything
Is
else
it-
you want to touch
Heat
on?
Wave is this weekend, right?
Heat Wave is this weekend, yes.
Damn, Sticks.
And so is AAA.
And,
Damn,
and so
Sticks.
is
I've been doing their
AEW.
PLEs for a long time.
Damn, Sticks.
It
When was
does
the
the
last
New
time we
Day
did an
show up
NXT
at
PLE?
All In to help
Yeah.
out Trick Will or help out
I don't know.
Swerve.
Because there's been like some kind of a controversy with New Day. So I don't know if New Day pops up tomorrow, but most likely they probably do. Because that's going to be the big draw. Team up with Swerve.
And All In? Oh yeah, that's the.
They got to
that's
team
a
up with
big-
Swerve because they
big
want to go
stage
for
for
that
them.
triple threat, the match, the trios championship.
I think if New Day does not show up at All In, everyone in Wembley is going to be pissed off that they bought a ticket to that show.
We only bought tickets for the New Day. And
And
that's
guess
it.
what? And guess what? Freaking NXT will win the battle.
All right,
Pissed if I were them anyways because they're not getting.
I didn't catch a single fucking word of that.
I say I would be pissed if I were them anyways because they're not getting MJF in that title fight.
I'd be,
Agreed.
They're getting.
You got Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay though. Like,
Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
I think
I
the
mean,
whole world
that's not a
knows.
bit, but
The whole world knows
I
that
think the
Will Ospreay is going over.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'll probably catch it this weekend. I'll probably watch. We'll talk about it.
so there's All In, Ola de
NXT.
Color, and
And
NXT
AAA.
Heat Wave.
And AAA.
hmm
So much wrestling this weekend.
This weekend.
All on a Sunday,
tomorrow, right? Triple A tomorrow and Saturday.
Saturday.
Saturday and Sunday.
Tomorrow and Saturday.
Wait. Oh, you mean it's
Tomorrow
the
and Saturday.
it's the 2-night event? 2-night event?
Yeah.
So
Oh,
they
shit.
have
Tomorrow night and Saturday.
No, it's not Triple Mania yet.
No, next week. Next
No,
Sunday.
Oh, next week.
Next week in September.
well 2 weeks,
Oh, okay, next week.
but if they're doing the Ola de Color in Edinburgh, Texas, then right after that is going to be Heat Wave. Which they do have a few matches because I know
Ball of
the
Fire.
kinda. I know the tag teams are on the line. What else? They're doing the number one contendership for the women's AAA title. And I think there's a couple more matches going on as well.
Let's see here.
But
So you got.
Go ahead, Eric. Keep going.
I was gonna side note. So apparently, Thea Hale has alopecia.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
And Zoe Stark is now TNA.
Oh, did she show up in TNA?
Yep.
Nice. Good for her.
What are you gonna say, Matt?
I was gonna say, let's run through the Heatwave card and give our off the mat real quick predictions. NXT Women's Championship match: Kendall Gray versus Kelani Jordan.
I really want Kalani to win.
I want Kelani to win as well.
So do I.
What do you think, Sticks?
I think Kendall Gray will go over.
Sticks is sticking with the champion to retain. NXT North American and Women's Speed title unification: Zarya versus Ren Sinclair versus
Kelly
Kelly
Armstrong. I gotta go Zarya.
Yep. Zarya.
I want Zarya as well.
Zarya.
My muscle bound mommy. Speaking of NXT North American champion, Miles Bourne versus Jackson Drake.
I actually think Jackson takes it.
I'm gonna say Jackson Drake on this one.
Yep. I see
I
Jackson.
think Bourne retains.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Jackson Drake as well. NXT Tag Team Championship: Miles Bourne and Miles Bourne and Travion Heights. I forgot he was Tag Team Champion as well. Versus Vanity Project.
They keep the belt. Miles and
Vanity Project has all the belts.
Yeah.
You're taking Vanity Project?
I'm taking Vanity Project.
I hate Vanity Project, so I hope Miles Bourne and Trayvon Heights retain. Submission match.
He's gonna lose one of those belts. So
submission match. Nia Jax versus Nia Jax. Jada Parker versus Natalia.
Jada Parker.
They look like Nia Jax.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Jada as well.
Jada.
I'd like to see Jada win. So
I don't know. Natty's beat her ass twice in a row now, so I think Jada's gonna get a win.
I know. Yeah. That's it.
And then, of course, you have your NXT Championship match: Tony D'Angelo, Zilla Fatu, Grayson Waller, and Cruz Montana.
I'm gonna pull for Grayson.
Zilla.
Yeah, I'm pulling for. I love Zilla Fatu, but I'm pulling for Grayson as well.
Really for Zilla.
Just because I think Grayson adds a little bit of anarchy into the mix.
Yes. Yeah, Grayson for me.
See, my initial pick was Cruz Montana because you give it to him, because he came over for a little bit, and you have Zilla going with fighting because Tony D'Angelo is definitely coming up to the main roster. He's definitely coming up probably within the Survivor Series.
They just gotta find a spot to put him into the main roster. Though,
yeah.
It's so packed right now.
I think that comment he made on Monday or on NXT about how
he took him down first.
he's the first man to beat Obafemi is going to
play a big factor.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm gonna. Oh, sorry. You guys haven't made your choices yet. Unless Sticks. Did you say yours or no?
I think Grayson.
Okay. So I'm going to go over the matches of Hora de Color, which I'm going to skip some of them.
That's an expensive cologne.
Color. So they're doing a gauntlet match for the AAA Reina de Reyes Championship, which they haven't announced any of the competitors yet.
Oh,
but they do have War Raiders versus Los Americanos for the Tag Team Championship.
War Raiders.
Los Americanos.
I'm going to say War Raiders on this one.
Yeah. They don't have anywhere else for them to go.
I'm not sure if you've seen AAA, but the wrestler that keeps beating up on Psycho Clown, he's getting his own match with a to-be-announced opponent. Then there's the Fatal Four.
Isn't that Roxanne Perez's boyfriend that keeps beating him up?
Yeah.
That's remember them here.
And he's under a mask, so
Yeah.
They should stay under the mask because I don't know what she's doing.
I like Psycho Clown.
Fatal Four-Way for the AAA Latin American Championship, which is La Parca versus El Fiscal, El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr., and Damian Priest.
Damian Priest.
Damian Priest.
Did I give it to the people that are the AAA affiliate that comes to the WWE? They give them a chance for that. Unless somebody
Damian
comes out.
Priest.
If it's not Damian Priest, it's going to be Dr. Wagner. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Dr. Wagner Jr.
Yeah.
Play it safe again. Have him have the title again.
Impress me any.
Dr. Wagner.
You have a triple threat for the AAA World Cruiserweight Championship match at Triple Mania, which is Mini Vikingo, Nathan Frazier, and Jack Cartwheel.
Brother, talk about a fucking gimmick where you have to call yourself Mini Vikingo.
He does great stuff, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Nathan Frazier.
Oh, you going Frazier?
Yeah.
Say the names again for me, Eric.
Mini Vikingo, Nathan Frazier, Jack Cartwheel.
Dude's name is Jack Cartwheel.
Mm-hmm. I think you would like to do it, actually, Matt.
I don't really know him that well. I'll say Mini Vikingo.
That's what I'm pulling for.
Yeah, same here. I'll take him.
Then you have the trios match, which is Los Perros del Mar, which is Daga, Angel Umberto, versus Dragon Lee and the Lucha Brothers.
Dragon Lee and the Lucha Brothers all day.
Yep.
I say Perros del Mar. Dragon Lee's just going to eat the pin.
You think so?
Yeah. Because the faction's too fresh, Lucha Brothers are too hot, and then there's Dragon Lee.
Jesus Christ, dude, you have so many matches for All Out. Or All In, I mean.
They always have like 10 or 11 matches.
Right now you have the AEW World Championship match, Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay.
Ospreay.
Yeah, Ospreay's winning that match.
Ospreay.
AEW Women's World Championship match, Willow Nightingale versus Mercedes Moné. I think we all know who's winning that match.
Wolf, Ospreay, Mercedes, definitely.
Eric's taking a pee. You got the AEW World Tag Team Championship match, Adam Copeland and Christian Cage versus the Young Bucks. I actually think the Young Bucks are going to win that match.
Cajun
Yep.
Cope.
Young Bucks are retiring.
Cajun Cope.
Then you got the AEW Women's
Young Bucks
World Tag
return.
Team Championship match, Divine Dominion versus the Brawling Birds.
Dominion.
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 You got AEW TNT Championship Falls Count Anywhere match between Kevin Knight and Darby Allin. I think Darby Allin wins that match.
Yeah.
AEW International Championship match, Kyle Fletcher versus Takashita versus Okada.
Take a shitta.
All these
Takeshita?
Takeshita.
Why'd you say take a shitter?
Then you got the Casino Gauntlet match, Andrade El Idolo entering 1, MJF winning 2, and Tommaso Ciampa versus Chris Jericho versus Mark Davis versus more to be determined.
Chris
I think the
Jericho?
more to be determined.
I think Andrade is going to win that
Andrade.
one. Then you got the Trios Championship match, Hangman Adam Page and Brodito versus to be announced. And we all know it's going to be Swerve Strickland and the New Day.
What would their faction be called? Because they can't use New Day.
Same old day.
Boo.
I don't know. How about a day the day after? I don't know. what's to come days.
That's a good
Day to remember.
Just Twilight.
Day to remember.
Swerve nights. Swerve days.
Days of our swerve.
The days of our swerve. Like for the goddamn soap opera.
Days of our lives.
Daylight comes and they want to go home.
Then you got the AEW Continental Cup Finals: Jon Moxley versus Nigel McGuinness.
I think John Moxley.
Mox.
Yeah. There's your full weekend's card of professional wrestling. How convenient. How much did Dom have to pay you, Sticks, not to write up a Heatwave prediction so that way he can hold on to his title? I find that there's some shenanigans and some tomfoolery going on here. There's some collusion.
Again, we haven't done an NXT PLE match card in a long time.
Hey,
Since Deadline? Or no, it was Stand and Deliver.
Yeah,
Before that.
Eric's right. We did do Stand and Deliver.
I think it was Stand and Deliver.
You son of a beach, Sticks. All right. Anyways, anything else we want to talk about tonight? Go over, touch on.
So yeah, one more thing. I'm sorry. So apparently, I had something here about the ESPN deal that it's not true that the ESPN deal is going to be 5 years and done. They don't want to renew. So apparently, the person who broke that is actually got fired.
Yep.
Yeah, he did.
So right now, hey, look, regardless of the fact that how things are going, ESPN is still making a lot of shitload of money from WB. There is a lot of money still being made. Yeah. So to prematurely say that the deal, you're 2 years into the deal, they're going to raise the prices. Prices are going up again. Everything's going up. I just got a freaking a notice, $10 my membership card of Crunch Gym is going up another $10. Everything is going up. So
that's the problem, though. That's what's going to cause our economy to crash. Is everything's going up, but nobody's getting paid more.
And that's the problem. But as of the corporations, the ESPN Corporation and the WWE Corporation, they are finding ways to make billions of dollars each of them. So the deal is definitely probably not going anywhere anytime soon.
Well, here's the interesting thing about this deal is that their WWE is not only in ESPN is in bed with one of their direct competitors now, because Monday night, their direct competitor every Monday night is Monday Night Raw. So you got Monday Night Football, Monday Night Raw. So you got competing things on Monday night under the same banner of ESPN. They're raising the price on the ESPN Plus app because when they when they tried to do the deal with all the cable companies, they wanted the cable companies to push that expense off onto their subscribers, and they said no, we're not going to do that. So they're raising the right. So basically, because people like DirecTV customers, YouTube TV customers now, all that are getting that as part of their package because they already pay for ESPN programming. They're pushing that onto people like you and Sticks who have to pay extra for that app. So the deal, yeah, it's only 1 year in, but it's not a profitable deal because they're not getting.
I know, but yet the whole fact is you have look, you're in a 5-year deal. Usually, you don't start making lots of money until the second or third year into the deal.
Yes,
that's when the money's comes in. So by that time, a lot can happen in the landscape. Look, the wrestling landscape has been changing right before our eyes, freaking on a weekly basis. If you really think about it, so by 2027, 27, 28, it could be a totally different landscape on what we're used to seeing. Even Netflix. When Netflix wrestling started off hot, when we went to Netflix, it was all hot and stuff like that, and then it simmered down, and Netflix was saying, "Oh, they're second thinking about the deal, this and that." Are you kidding me? You have one of the world's multi-billion-dollar companies part of your arsenal on Netflix. You're not letting that go.
Well, I mean, Netflix, from what I've heard, Netflix isn't that happy with the WWE deal because Netflix they underestimated professional wrestling, and they thought that their return on people watching it days later or over and over again was going to be more than it is. They underestimated the fact that everybody wants to watch Raw on Monday and nobody's going back on Tuesday or Wednesday to watch Raw.
Because there's so much other stuff out there. But that's true. But they do go back eventually. You know how Netflix makes money too? Through YouTube. They don't have to go back. They watch YouTube clips from what happened on past Monday Night Raws from Netflix.
Makes money.
They get residuals from clicks on YouTube. That's part of
WWE does. Netflix does.
Does it? Yeah.
But Netflix too, because you're watching a Netflix program.
Yeah, but Netflix doesn't have. They don't do residuals or royalties like that.
But they do get a percentage. The fact is that I'll tell you what, if people watch YouTube and they watch some things, they will go back. All right, it may not be the going back with people. Nobody goes back to things. Really think about it. I don't even watch TV anymore. I watch YouTube a majority of the time. I'm always watching YouTube clips, this and that. I don't even go back. I watch Raw when it premieres, and after that, there's no need for me to watch because YouTube and everything has it. See, the thing is, Netflix is complaining about that. So if WWE gets all the royalties and the money from the YouTube clips, they have to work out something with Netflix because you're watching the program from Netflix that's on YouTube.
But it's still a WWE product. Netflix doesn't own the product;
exactly.
They own the distribution rights.
Yeah.
It's a WWE product. So if it's on WWE's YouTube, WWE owns the product. They own the YouTube channel. They don't have to give Netflix jack shit.
Yeah. But see, and YouTube shouldn't complain because they're still making lots of money with the.
YouTube is not complaining.
Dude, if millions of freaking viewers are watching this thing live, I'd rather watch. Look, the only time I can't watch the wrestling thing live when I'm busy working or doing something, I can't watch it live. But a majority of the time, I'm watching that shit live. So I want to see what happens.
That's one of the things that when Netflix got in bed with WWE, they grossly misunderestimated is that there's no rewatchability in it because after Monday, like everyone can go other places to watch it. Like, yeah, you got to watch it live on Monday. Otherwise, people are watching it on YouTube, watching it via clips, like watching it by other means.
Netflix is doing good. Netflix is doing it. They're not fucking goddamn crying poverty. I can tell you that. And the same thing.
They're not. They're not.
Yeah,
no, they're not. No, they're not crying poverty. But
so YouTube, was it YouTube or here? Is it ESPN? ESPN NXT is going to benefit from ESPN because ESPN is going to be showing clips from NXT on.
They've been doing that recently.
Yeah, so that's another thing. So you got that. So NXT stock is going to shoot up because now it's more mainstream because you're showing it on ESPN, more of the wider platform. And look, regardless of the fact we talk about this, we're going to be paying money. You know, even though people lose money, they still want to make money. So we're going to be paying money always. And it sucks. It does suck. But this is the reality. Yeah. We're never going to have the $9.99 freaking goddamn WWE network that we had a month. We're never going to have that again. You know, if we want to continue to watch wrestling and watch the stuff, we're going to have to pay the price. And I know either you have a VPN where you can watch all the shows and you pay a certain price and that. More people will find alternatives. They definitely will. You know, because guess what? YouTube shows everything. You don't have to watch the show. You can watch YouTube and not pay for the goddamn thing and watch it. So give or take, there's a will, there's a way. And if ESPN and Netflix lose money because people are watching, they will come back with the deals and say, you know what? Our bad, this and that. Get this package for this and that. And they'll try to come with a compromise. And that's
they'll just find someone else who'll pay them another boatload of money.
But
they don't care.
Other than that, that's why I wanted to get out with the ESPN thing. I just saw that. Actually, I saw that earlier today, and I was saying. So, for all that speculation about ESPN dropping WWE in 5 years, I doubt it. It's possible. Like I said, the landscape keeps changing, but I think they'll be around for the next 10.
I mean, I think where there's smoke, there's fire, and there's some truth there too. I think ESPN is not happy with the
Oh, I
numbers,
bet.
the number of app buys they're getting, or that they probably thought that the app buys was going to be higher than it is, and they're not happy about that, and they're not happy with the quality of the pay-per-view and
ESPN,
programming they get it, and just
all
like apparently they're gonna go back to showing the first hour on ESPN proper.
but you see, but ESPN is down. People aren't watching sports as much as they used to. The ESPN sports,
How about that?
I'm telling you, sports are down. Sports are down. Sports have been down
Football
since
season's
the
about to
pandemic.
start, so I think that's all gonna change. And
Since the
they
pandemic.
own NFL Network and all that now,
Yeah.
so
They have all that stuff. Hey, look, regardless of the fact, sports are down, but people still watch football, they'll still watch baseball, they'll still watch basketball and hockey. But as of me, and I'm going to use me as an example, huge sports fan, watched football, really getting deep into stuff. I'm not interested anymore. Like Yankee games, I used to watch Yankee games from beginning to end. I'm lucky if I watch a little bit like who hit the ball. Figure football, diehard Cowboy fan. Don't even freaking watch the games like I used to. Because the interest isn't there like I used to have. I'm not the crazy sports fanatic fan that I was. Back in the 90s, I collected sports cards like crazy. Don't do that. So people are losing money all around. And it sucks because they're losing money. So guess what? They're counterattack. Oh, we're going to have to raise the price. So if you're losing money because people aren't interested in sports anymore, raising the price, what is that going to do? You're going to have people say, you know what? I'm not watching the sport anymore again. Let me get rid of the damn app. So they'll find a medium and a scale of balance things off with the ESPN and all stuff like that, with the wrestling and shit, all the other things that connect to WWE. Look, one WWE banner, everything on it. Instead of going here, going there, going all these things. I pay $50+ a month for Sling just to watch freaking goddamn SmackDown. Makes no sense. I don't watch any of the thing on freaking USA.
That does not make sense. You're right.
Because SmackDown, I can't get SmackDown on any other freaking any app. It's because the Sling app is the only thing that has it, and it's the live shows that come on. That's why I'm paying $50+ a month on that.
YouTube TV, sir.
Yeah, I might have to do that to get rid of Sling because, like I said, I don't watch shows on the freaking TV like that. I did like the everything on the menu. I do like the food shows. I do watch the Food Network on time, but other than that, we're just living in a crazy world. But anyway, yeah, that's all I want to talk about the ESPN stuff.
All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for us this week for Off the Mat. If you want more from Sticks and Dom, make sure to check them tomorrow night over on Renovision on The Qualified. You can catch us all back here Saturday night for Saturday Night Special. You can catch Dom Sunday nights on the Star Wars show. You can catch Sticks all week long over on his channel. Catch some of his Doctor Who Rewinds catalogs there. Get caught up before he relaunches into the Whoverse in the next few weeks. If you want more from me, check out my new show this past Wednesday, live every Wednesday with me and Corbin, reviewing comics. Had a great first episode this week. And of course, as always, you can catch all four of us right back here next Thursday night to talk about everything professional wrestling.
Zaggy.
Good night, Zaggy. Thanks for hanging out. Eric, tell the beautiful people where to find your beautiful face.
You can find me on the Blue Sky, the Twitters, the YouTubes, all that Firelord Sombra.
There you go. Go head out to Eric's stream, and I'm sure he's going to be streaming some Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 gameplay this weekend.
Nice.
So
maybe even for the Switch 2.
Ooh, there you go.
Hey.
Check out Eric's stream.
That's Autos 6 coming out, man.
In November, yep. But with that note, thank you so much for hanging out. Make sure that like button, hit that subscribe button on your way out, and turn that notification bell on so you know whenever you get filled in with all the professional wrestling goodness. That's going to do it for us. Dom, take the beautiful people to the rest of their Thursday night with some words of wisdom.
The words of wisdom. Listen, don't stop doing with whatever you do in life, man. Just do it, and if it seems like it's not working out, stick with it. You don't give up on something that is very close to obtaining. You just continue to do it, master what you need to master, and try to achieve it. And I tell you, you will make it. You just have to keep trying. That's it.
Just stick to it, like Dom sticks it to his special sock whenever Stephanie Vicaire is on TV.
Mwah.